when there's more than two mountaintops on a team in trials, I always switch to mountaintop and mountaintop denying hunger, and then just like, okay, that's how you want to play.
Yeah, no, dude. It's
All right.
super. But that's the game we're playing, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Well, welcome to the Destiny Corner podcast. I'm your host, Dimitri Otto, and I'm joined once again by Emma and Joker. Welcome back, guys. And I'm joined by a newcomer,
What's good?
Syed, my
What's
boy.
good? What's
Me
good?
and
What's
Syed
good?
used to work together. And
Okay, I swear to God, I feel like a
yeah,
bot against you guys. When you guys were talking about that, I was like, shit, I know like 10% of what you're talking about.
yeah,
I felt bad. I was like, oh damn, like this is not what I read.
We'll
yeah,
convert you.
yeah. That's the
Yeah, dude. Well,
process.
no, man. You could be the odd man out, like looking in.
Yeah.
Shoot, that's exactly how it's gonna work.
Exactly. And we're gonna slowly but surely poison you with Destiny
I
until
think I
Poison.
played Destiny though already, so I mean,
yeah,
it's interesting. Like, and then I know Dimitri sent me that link. He was like just to check on what's new, on like what's going on. And then I saw the trailer of the light, and like I actually know about the player you're talking about. And I legit watched a YouTube video literally a second before this about like the having that like shuriken like thing, throwing it at people, freezing people for like a few seconds or to like a minute. I don't know how long. But like,
Yep.
it's interesting to see in a fast-paced game, but I think it might slow it down too much.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
So
Like I said, I'm a Call of Duty player, so like doing something like that in a high-paced game, like I really love playing Warzone. Doing like something like that might just make someone flip. So I'm like,
mhm,
it might do the same here, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think we're at Call of Duty time to kills quite yet. I mean, we're at like 0.6 seconds, right? With some weapons, 0.7 seconds. But yeah, you could pretty much compare it to like, hey, Call of Duty, now I make you pause because I threw something in your general direction.
Exactly.
mhm, yeah, I think that that's a good point. Um, so this has been a pretty eventful week, I guess, in terms of news. Uh, so we got the reveal of the Hunter Revenant. So from what we can tell by this reveal, we can see that what Bungie says is silence and squall. Channeling stasis shards towards them, revenants form comma blades and use them to unleash a lethal two-pronged attack. So, all the listeners, you can say that I was wrong, and I was totally wrong. I thought, for some reason, I had this inkling of hope that we'd be allowed to run around and hacking people to death with two comma. I was wrong. It's an ice blade barrage style attack, and that's fine. It's whatever. Blade barrage is fun. Uh, Deadly Edge, upon impact, the first blade shatters and sends out a wave of stasis energy that freezes the enemies, just like any other of the other supers. And then the second blade hits and creates a violent stasis storm that hones in on the nearby enemies, slowing damage and destroying them, just like the other two supers. Withering Blade, the Revenant throws razor sharp stasis shurikens into the fray that ricochet off multiple enemies and surfaces, slowing and damaging them in the process. So, as the only other Hunter main in this chat, Emma, how do you feel about those abilities that were
It's
being
so exciting.
told?
I can't. I I was being down on it about PvP, but I really can't wait to play the story
hmm
mission. Get to
Oh
learn all
yeah.
these things. I am gonna play all three characters, and I'm so excited.
hmm Yeah, it's definitely nice to have a change of pace with these supers. The Hunter one to me sounds the most engaging, and I think part of the reason why I like it more than the others is because, as we've already talked about in previous episodes, the Titan one is it's just a remixed version of Fist of Havoc, and while this one is a remixed Blade Barrage, I think because it's gonna be so quick, it's not gonna like bother my brain as much because I'm not gonna look at it like, oh, Fist of Havoc, just ice. Like I'm just gonna be like, oh, I'm not even noticing because it's over so fast, you know?
The way that I feel about how they went about doing this, yes, it is kind of a reskinned Blade Barrage, but I also feel that it's kind of like a mix of Blade Barrage and the
Tether.
new the new Void one,
Oh,
where you do go around and hack things to death.
uh,
That's how often I play
I
it.
know. Yeah, I don't play that one either. Spectral Blades.
Spectral Blades. I feel like it's like a mix of those.
Hmm.
Um, and that's kind of interesting because I don't play Spectral Blades. It'll be interesting to get that aspect of it, to run
Hmm.
around with these two and then be like, okay, now I'm gonna throw them. Like,
Right. I do notice that it has that slow ability of like tether, which is kind of cool. Although Joker hates that, but but it's okay. Um, so it says, uh, so what it basically stated with the shuriken is, I mean, I guess they're a lot like a throwing knife, of course, but when you land two on one target, the enemy freezes. So you have to land both on the target. And then when it's fully
oh
charged
shoot.
with your ability energy, you can release your super, which is called Silence and Squall. So what you do is you summon both blades. The first blade freezes them, makes them available to get killed, and then the second one will finish them off. So it's kind of like Blade Barrage, but not too much. Um, so that's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, because Blade Barrage has the multi-directional, and if this is multi-directional like Blade Barrage,
Hmm.
then I could realistically see you going, okay, here's one to freeze this way, and here's one to freeze that way,
Hmm.
and
Mhm.
instead of here's one to freeze this way, and here's one to destroy this way.
Right.
I wonder if that's going to be a thing that'll be part of the kit, like a choice
Um,
you can make. Because I am always interested, as much as I'm like kind of like about it in PvP, I'm always interested for like say PvE player choice aspects, like what kit do I get, what do I get to bring to the party, and what choices do I get to make in the moment-to-moment combat. Because that's what a first-person shooter Destiny is kind of about. Like, what toolbox items do I have, and what moment-to-moment choices do I get to make? Now, my choices always boil down to shoulder charge, but you know.
I feel
I'm
you.
actually wondering if it's going to be a choice, like in the
Yeah.
subclasses menu, in order to be like, okay, well, I have left and right, or are you doing both right? And I feel like if you have left and right choices, then that is more directional. Like, can they
Yeah.
both be
Or it could
slow?
just be like a fragment because they have the aspects and fragments as well. So you could wind
Hmm.
up modifying it with the the default is like they both go in one direction, but then you get this aspect that allows you to break it up, and that'd be really
That would
cool
be
too.
cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, Uh, obviously it follows the whole aspect and fragment thing that we've seen with the other two supers. So like the one they state slow dodge aspect. This one actually sounds really, really cool. If you're a hunter main, I hope you like this one because for the way I play, which is actually a lot like Joker, where I'm really upfront and personal, got a shotgun, you know, this one allows the Revenant to temporarily slow nearby enemies each time they perform a dodge. And given that I like to play with Six Coyote, I can easily see this in PvP becoming a fucking nightmare for
I
someone like
don't think you're going to be
Joker.
able to use Six Coyote with it.
You think so?
That sounds like an exotic armor effect, doesn't it? Like
Well,
gets when if you dodge near somebody, they slow down. That sounds like
well,
an
it's
exotic
it's
armor
it's a
effect.
slow dodge aspect. So you would
Right.
put it on as like a passive ability for when you were using this super.
And what I'm
So
saying is, I don't think you'll be able to stack exotic armor on dark. I don't think you'll be able to use exotic armor on darkness classes at all.
really,
Yeah,
Oh.
I think what they're
oh,
doing is they have this aspect thing, and I mean, because like the warlock one has the freeze rift, right?
mm-hmm,
That's just Visper radius.
okay.
That's true.
So what do
Yeah,
you think? Like when you have that super on, just you won't be able to equip an exotic piece of armor?
it'll like gray it out or something, or it just
Hmm.
won't use the effect.
That's an interesting theory that we haven't thought about. That
That
is
is
very
interesting.
interesting.
Do you
Either
think
that or it's
as
just oh my bad.
No, no, you're fine. Do you
I was gonna
think
say
they're maybe going to phase exotic armor out
I
using?
could see that actually because because I was thinking like, well, how would they do that with the normal subclasses? Well, just imagine if you equipped, say, Helm of Inmost Light or not Helm of Skullfort, and then you go into your like new, subclass menu. Instead of being able to equip an aspect, it just has the icon for Skullfort in it, and then you have fragments that you could slot there. So if they
Oh,
like leave in legacy exotics, they could do it like that.
So do you think like maybe if they revamped like Gunslinger to this kind of style, and then instead of using Celestial Nighthawk, you equip an aspect or something that turns your ability into the Celestial Nighthawk version.
No, I don't think they would double up on abilities. I think I think you'd still have like the legacy exotic armor, but like when you equipped it either like made it to where one of those slots wasn't available, or it like just put the Celestial Nighthawk like emblem there, and then you could like equip fragments to it as well.
That'd be interesting.
That's if they do it with the legacy subclasses at this point.
Okay. There's another Revenant aspect too. This kind of sounds kind of like what you're talking about. You remember, I know, Joker, you loved Helm of Inmost Light, and you remember how Helm of Inmost Light would give you like access to 2 abilities?
Yeah.
So this sounds a lot like that because it's like Shatter Dive. This is an aspect you would equip. Binds to, in this case, circle, long press. Activate while midair to quickly descend and shatter nearby targets on impact.
Yeah, that sounds like an exotic effect. Yeah. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, what were you gonna say, Emma?
That it would be really interesting to do that, because then once you unlock the ability, you can put it on any piece of armor, technically. Okay. Instead of having to wear that, because that's my problem with armor like the Six Coyote and I can't ever speak Celestial Nighthawk. Thank you. Is that I don't like that. Like for everyday wear, I'm super vain about it.
Like you don't like the way it looks, or?
No, I don't like the way Six Coyote looks for regular wear. So I don't wear it all the time. Like I'll equip it if I need to, like for Master Nightfall. But otherwise, like, nah.
Right. Yeah, I think what Bungie's definitely doing, especially because they talked about doing, finally bringing in a transmog system. I think what they're definitely trying to do is remove stats and abilities from customization. So you have customization on one side, and then you have your stats and abilities on, a back-end menu. And if, say, they introduce the next one-eyed mask, right? Well, it's just a perk instead of being tied to a physical item in the game that they have to like balance out. If they introduce one-eyed mask, they just take it out of the game. You know, just like what they did with some of the perks that come with the artifacts. They just no harm, no foul. They just remove it from the game, or disable it, and now they don't have a huge waste of time and asset that they have to fix. This is one of those like it is still kind of like not to, because calling a game developer lazy always sounds bad, but this is one of those, it's kind of lazy because it is literally just a effect tied to an emblem, but it's one of those like laziness creates innovation sort of things. Like this is actually very innovative because they can do so much with it, and I have to imagine the turnaround for like exotic like perks will be super quick because they're not having to design armor around it. And they've been really like hit and miss on exotic armor and like putting it into the game and creating it with each release and stuff like that.
That's a really interesting point. So you're saying maybe like just random example. So you're saying like if they were to remove One-Eyed Mask and then introduce its perk as like one of those seasonal perks that you could get from the artifact for that season, and then maybe it goes away for a season and then comes back maybe another season?
No, what I was saying is like, say for example, they just introduced something that's super powerful. Like I used One-Eyed Mask because it was broken and it took them like several iterations to get it straight. If they introduce something that's super broken, they can just go, okay, we're removing it from the game because it's super broken, and they don't have to worry about like balancing it and patching it and fixing it because it's not tied to a model. It's not tied to an exotic. It's a perk listed on a little icon.
Okay, so so what would you want that tied to specifically? Like, how would you equip it?
That's just the aspects, dude. That's how the aspects would work. The aspects are just like little icons. Like, remember the Destiny 1 artifacts?
Okay, so you'd want it as an aspect, and then if it's broken, they can just
That's what I think. That's what they're doing with exotic armor going forward. Is it's going to be the aspects. I think this is the trial run for it. See how it works. Now, I could be totally wrong. We could wind up with subclasses that have like, because I think you can equip 2 aspects, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's how it works.
At least it looks like it.
That's what it
we
looks
could wind
like.
up with subclasses that have the equivalent of 3 exotic armor pieces running around.
Yeah.
That does not sound fun.
Yeah.
But they could do something with that, like the armor right now, where like each individual mod has like specific mods you can put on.
Right.
Maybe then they limit it to one. You can put one special mod in or aspect in, and then you can move on from there. The other mods you could put on your subclass and
Yeah, like
to
so if you
limit
have
stuff
like an
like that.
exotic piece of armor, you can only equip one aspect. Is that what you're saying?
Not like you're wearing the exotic piece of armor, but if you are trying to slot the aspect for an exotic, then maybe the second and third you can't slot an exotic
Okay.
Right. Oh, what I meant
to
by
make
like
it fit it.
3 is like say the new subclasses have access to exotic armor pieces, right? Just
Mhm.
hypothetically. Um then you would like literally have like an exotic armor piece, so say like Dune Marchers with like 2, other exotic armor like effects. That would be
Oof,
OP.
that would be
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Especially because Dune Marchers is low-key broken. I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
everybody
Mhm.
knows it's broken, but it's not like quite there that everybody's using it.
Yeah, and I mean, your point gets raised because one of the other fragments we see is Whisper of Hedrons gain a bonus to weapon damage after freezing a target with stasis, -10 strength. Like I can easily see
That's
that
an
eventually
exotic
getting out of
effect.
control. Yeah. Um, Other than that, it goes into grenades for the hunter. So glacier grenade upon contact with the ground. A wall of stasis crystals instantly bursts from the earth, and nearby enemies are frozen inside crystal. These have multiple uses, from encasing enemies to creating cover. When destroyed, the crystals will create area of effect burst damage to nearby enemies. That's
Remember when we
interesting.
nerfed Titan Wall?
Yeah,
Yes.
this sounds worse.
This sounds so
So
much
Titan Wall,
worse.
and this was for Trials of Like it was done for Trials of Osiris, right? We all know it because you could run out and you could pop your Titan Wall, and you were like in this animation for 2 seconds, which you could easily be sniped out of, and you like revived your buddies. Now this is like, oh, my buddy's over there and he died because he's stupid. Let me throw down a wall from all the way over here and go revive him.
Oh, it
Mhm.
gets worse, Joker. There's 2
And
more
then if
grenades.
somebody's near it, they get frozen.
This
Or
is
Oh wait,
if
gonna
they
there's
trigger
shoot
you.
more.
it. Yeah, if they shoot
That
it, it's
sounds
burst
like
damage. Like,
OP as
Hmm.
fuck.
oh,
But
wait until you hear the other two. It
yeah,
gets
The hell?
worse.
It gets,
yeah,
but wait,
there's
there's
worse.
more.
There's more.
Cold snap grenade. Upon impact with the ground or an enemy, this grenade unleashes a wave of stasis energy that races along the ground in the direction of the closest nearby enemy, freezing them and then searching out the next nearby foe. You can freeze up, yeah,
Oh,
but
wait. Hold
No.
on. Hold on.
you can freeze up to 3 enemies with a single grenade. Joker's
Like
like, why?
chain light. Have you ever been hit by a warlock that actually pulls off chain lightning? That
Yeah.
shit is,
Yes.
or like again, not Dune Marchers.
Hmm.
Oh my god, if it's anything like Dune Marchers, oof, my boy.
But wait, there's
There's
more.
more.
There's one
Duskfield
more.
grenade. Duskfield grenades create powerful stasis fields that suck enemies into them when forming. Once an enemy is caught inside, they will be slowed, and if unable to make it out in time, frozen in place. Oh, Joker, that's perfect for you,
No,
right?
okay, so no, what? No, no. Okay, so we have the 2 worst fucking things ever in one grenade. It's like, okay, so you get hit by this grenade, and then you get tethered, basically, and I fucking
Yeah.
hate getting tethered. That is
Yeah.
just fucking kill me,
Joker
please.
hates that.
Anytime. I'm so glad, like, Shadow Shot, by the way, finally got, like, if it hits you directly, it kills you instead of just, like, slowing you.
Hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
um, but still getting hit by that shit through walls is infuriating. Um,
Honestly,
what
sounds
I
like hacks. Like it literally sounds like you're playing with a cheater in a game. Like I mean, literally all I'm thinking about is like if I had this in Call of Duty, I would have been screaming cheater through the bottom of my lungs. Like this guy has to be cheating. There's no way he's doing it. And if I heard there was equipment like this in a game, I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm not playing this game. Like, no,
remember how I
hell
said
no.
Destiny takes no skill and everybody got really
I mean, with all
mad
the
about
equipment,
that.
you're pretty right.
Yeah.
Joker, you need to take a screenshot of these grenades and then post it on Twitter and be like, "Remember when I said that?"
Remember when?
Oh
Oh,
God.
then, what was it? Fallout or True Vanguard? One of them. I get the two mixed up. They sound so much alike.
Mhm.
They like 3 days later made a video about how Destiny takes no skill, and I was like, vindication!
Oh, but don't worry, they addressed your concerns, Joker. All three of these grenade abilities show the potential of stasis to change the way you fight. Obviously, these have advantages, and we put a lot of effort into thinking about how stasis affects combat in both PvE and PvP situations, including things like how often you can freeze a foe and how long those freeze durations last. You know, it's like, what? This is
Dimitri,
gonna
you
be
said you were
fun.
trying to get me onto this game. Right now, it doesn't seem like I want to play. It does not seem like I want to play.
If
I
you
just
want
want
to
to run
Yes, you
around and
do.
shoulder charge people with a
Yeah, probably if I
shotgun,
want to do that.
man.
Yeah, sure.
Well, not now. Joker, you're going to try to shoulder charge a hunter, and he's just going to throw a fucking grenade down and freeze you in place.
No, dude, I'll just adapt.
Even if you only get frozen for maybe like a millisecond, it's still gonna like throw you out of your shoulder charge run. That would still help.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
No, I just gotta get better at flanking, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Flanking's
That's
where it's at.
Destiny. That's the skill gap in Destiny, by the way. It's flanking.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right. Yeah.
Bad when PvP players are like, "Why are you flanking?" I'm like, "Because I would like to win."
Yeah,
It's a
right.
smart move.
So, other than the Hunter Revenant class, which I guess you can take from this, that me and Emma are very excited to use this class. I mean, it's nice to have a change of pace, you know?
Oh, all of this sounds just fucking fantastic for PvE. I just really hope the raid isn't like, okay, guys, everybody has to be able to build walls.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Well, first of all, I can't jump, so,
Mhm.
so that's already bad enough.
Yeah, I feel you. Like,
The raid's gonna be like hashtag build the wall. Wait, no, hold on. But
well,
she's like,
it's
no,
like that.
wait, hold
It's
on.
like that
Just
cutscene,
did
or
it.
the cutscene, the scene, the gameplay scene where the warlock, or I think it was a warlock, threw the grenade and it built off the platform to avoid the fall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I was watching that and I was like, oh fudge, please don't make the raid be like that. Oh God.
Okay,
I can't
imagine that in
do
Come
Vault of
on.
Glass. Vault of Glass is just broken.
Mm. Yeah, but I don't want to do platforming too much because I'm fucking terrible at it. Like,
Right?
if I fall off the cliff, like it's not me unless I fall off the cliff like 3 times.
Fall
So,
damage,
See,
nice.
I don't even know how to do the vanishing platform puzzle. I played a Titan. So you know what Striker Titans did?
mm.
We just like we go, okay, there's the edge. I'm gonna run off and like Titan slam and then like Superman all the way over.
I still have a clip from Destiny 1. This is like 3 years ago. And I have a clip of somebody, you remember Vault of Glass all the way down to the bottom before you go and fight Protheon?
Yeah.
But then you look up,
Atheon.
Atheon, and I see all the way at the top of the jump puzzle is the Titan, and he just Fists of Havoc his way all the
Yup.
way down.
That's the only way I knew how to do that.
Oh,
Like
fuck.
everybody's like fucking, and I'm just like I sit down, I'm just waiting for them and waiting for them, and they like land and they're like dying and they're having trouble, and I just like run shoulder charge off, go into Fist of Havoc, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done.
I'm here now. Yeah,
Hi,
that's the one thing I
guys.
was jealous of. But
A little bit of a show
we'll see
off,
how it
if you can
goes.
tell.
But
Uh,
no, it's all good. But other than that, we got around to the TWAB, and it was interesting TWAB. Now, we see this armor set, and I'm a little triggered because it says we are
Oh,
adding
no.
a new set of armor for the core
Oh,
place.
no.
Now, I remember, Emma, you remember, we were talking about this in the chat that we have. We have a group chat, and I remember saying that I
He's like
actually
sick
dig
and
the
right.
armor. And I said I dig the armor. And then, we were all saying like, oh, yeah, it all looks pretty cool. And we're hoping that means that each vendor will get their own set. But then I read this TWAB and I'm like, it
oh
doesn't
no.
sound like they're getting their own set.
That's not what's they
No.
said that like way back. They
Yeah,
said
I forgot about
like
that.
in like I think the last Luke Smith thing when they're talking about how Trials isn't getting a refresh until December.
Mm-hmm.
they talked about how the new armor, you'll get one set of armor, and then it'll just be kitted out for each vendor.
Yeah.
So you'll
Yes.
have your like Gambit version of the same geometry. You'll have your Crucible version of the same geometry, and you'll have your Strike version of the same geometry. It's like with the Beloved reskin, where
Yeah.
it's like you have your default, and then you have your Crucible skin, your Gambit skin, and your Vanguard skin.
Yeah, and I'm not happy about it because it says we'll be adding a new set of armor for the core playlists. Ooh. And they'll share new geometry with decals and shaders specific to the activity. New
Remember,
sets like this each year.
remember when we got like back in Destiny 1? Remember when we got full vendor refreshes? Like
Wow,
new armor,
that's
new
a
weapons.
that is a
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I must have been in high school. Like, you know, that's a
I
lot.
wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's this is a little bit triggering. So basically, Syed, what would happen back in the day in the first
Mhm.
game is every time a new expansion would come out, a new DLC,
Yeah.
all the vendors that you could get armor and guns from would get a refresh. So it'd be new shit to grind for. So like I remember, Joke, you remember, and Emma, I think you remember too. Taken King had the swamp sets, the Bog Wild sets. And
Oh
then
yeah,
like,
and the Titans had the set that made them literally look like fucking Gundams.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
That's
Oh,
good.
so
I hated
good.
the first time I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Somebody
wait,
ran
when?
past me in the tower, and
What's up?
they had all that on.
No, continue. I was actually gonna ask right after you.
Mm.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was literally gonna ask. So like, when they do refresh, do your characters themselves have to like do the items that you already have? Do they have to get refreshed as well? You know how like some games you gotta
Now they
originally
do.
refresh. Now they do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for 3 years we've been grinding out and getting weapons and stuff like that. And even so year 1 was weird because year 1 had set perks. It went from like Destiny 1 where everything like had random perks and shit and you're like looking for the god roll. And that was kind of the draw of the game. It was like you had this loot, you had this like top tier loot. It's like kind of like Magic the Gathering, right? Where there's like a couple of really good cards per set, but like there's a lot of filler, there's a lot of shit, but you're gambling, man. It like hits that like the dopamine part of your brain every time, and I may have spent way too much when you can reroll weapons. Remember that in like the end of year 3 or year 1?
Yeah.
Season 3, year 1. Anyways, so you could get these weapons with random perks, and then going into Destiny 2, for all of year 1, every weapon had a static roll. And so it didn't matter, like it could be like the coolest looking weapon in the world, right? It could have amazing stats, but if the perks blew ass, the weapon, you didn't use it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So when we came into year 2, they fixed that. They brought back random rolls, though they didn't bring back nearly like even a quarter of the perks from Destiny 1. Which I mean, hey, there's a lot of trash perks, so 50-50 on that one. But you could still use those year 1 weapons because there's a couple of them like Inaugural Address or
Midnight Coup.
what is the hand cannon from that raid? I call it
Midnight
Prince's
Coup.
Finest Dildo.
Midnight Coup.
Wait, what?
Midnight Coup.
What?
But that's a
Who called
better
it what?
that's a better
That is a
title.
better title.
And
That's
I
a
mean like
better
Prince the
title.
singer, by the way, like because that's what it looks like, dude. The artist formerly known as Prince. No, dude. Anyways, so yeah, you had Midnight Coup, you had the castration pulse rifle. If you read the lore tab, it talks about Callus castrating someone.
Yep.
And that's I remember these things weirdly. Don't mind me. And so you had these weapons that were still really, really good. And you could level them up to current, okay? So when you went into, going from now into Beyond Light, all of that stuff that you built up, that library of weapons that you've grinded out for 3 years is gone. And not only is that library of weapons gone, but the library of armor is gone as well. and armor is not cheap to fully upgrade. There's like these things, they look like ascended golf balls basically, and you have to run like these strikes, and you may or may not get one, and then they're like part of the battle pass that you have to level up. It's honestly, it's stupid. And the cost of leveling up an entire set is just redonkulous. And I know there's some people that run this stuff like they like, oh hey, it's a glitched week and it's double rewards on this like super easy to run strike. But look, dude,
Next week.
I got a job, you know, I got a life, I got a wife, you know, I got shit I gotta do. I don't have
You can't
time
like jump
to
on
run,
immediately.
you know,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
run this strike 800 times to level up this piece of armor. And I think, and it's not, you know, and I'm not saying that the game should be more casual. I'm definitely not. I'm just saying that this system is poorly implemented, and they could figure out a couple of better ways. They could figure out more avenues. Like why? What? I don't believe you can get this stuff from doing raids.
No, you
Mm-mm.
can't.
No, you
Yeah.
can only
Insane.
get it by grinding it out or buy it for a ridiculous amount of whatever, everything that it
Yeah.
takes from Banshee.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts because an enhancement prism costs 10 enhancement cores, and then like an ascendant shard costs like, you know, maybe 10 enhancement prisms or some shit. Like it's fucking stupid as shit. Like it's like unless you have stonks, you're fucked. And it's like, you know, everybody on Twitter saying, "Hey guys, remember the glitched grandmaster is next week." And it's like, yeah, but if you're not someone who grinds the shit out of those activities, like I'm not that kind of guy. It's
Oh
just
God, I
you're
cannot.
fucked.
And I fucking hate champions, dude.
I
Like even if I had the
fucking
time,
deal
that's
with
not
it.
what I want to spend my time. I don't want to spend my time beating my head against the wall going, okay, well I guess I got to use a sidearm and a bow to get through the strike.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh,
wanna
I hate
die
that. It's the
inside.
worst.
Mm-hmm. And
'Cause
it's honestly not fun at all. Emma, you talk about your experiences with it.
um so I ran a Master Nightfall for the first time to finish out my Solstice gear, and we had to like go in, see what it was, see what everything was going on, and then leave the Nightfall and re-equipped gear. So like I had to take in a specific like I had to take in a specific gun, and then I had to take in a specific auto rifle, and so that we would all have the different elements and the different perks. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Just make it hard and let us go.
yeah.
Like,
For a game
Exactly.
that keeps saying they want you to be able to play your way, bullshit, Snapple.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
this is not my way. This is annoying.
Do you guys remember?
fucking
I don't know
hate
if you remember,
sidearms, by the
but
way.
do
I don't
you
like
remember?
using
Do you
them.
like
I don't like.
traveler's choice?
Oh, let me see here.
Huh?
Do you guys remember?
I like Rat
I don't know
King.
if you
Rat
remember.
King's the only
Yeah,
one.
well, that's because we had a six stack Joker.
No, no,
That
no,
was
no, no,
fun as
no.
hell.
Even I love the look of it. I
Oh
love
yeah.
it's chunky. It like looks like a hand cannon. It's not
Mhm.
this like little 9mm. It looks like a full on hand. I'm like, dude, how are these 9mm like busting through this fucking futuristic armor and shit quicker than these like huge ass fucking hand cannons?
Mhm.
What? At longer range, by the way, Traveler's Chosen's range
Is
pisses me off.
ridiculous.
Oh my god. I'm like, dude, you got a 0.6 time to kill at that range? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm getting sick and tired of I'm in bitch mode, don't mind me. I'm getting sick and tired of getting sniped across the fucking map by sidearms and gnawing hunger.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
yet
God.
hand cannons can't shoot more than 20 feet.
Yeah.
But like these really easy to use spammable weapons, oh no, that's fine.
Don't
Remember, we
forget that
nerfed
it's fully
Not
automatic.
Forgotten for this.
Don't forget that Rat King's also fully automatic, which is so nice. But yeah, no love for my 110 hand cannons that can't do jack shit compared to like a
They
Rat
never
King.
will be. They just need to
Yeah.
get rid of the class.
Yeah.
No,
But
I'm a
yeah.
firm advocate, and maybe some people will disagree with me. I want to condense the classes of weapons
You
that we
should.
have.
That's a good
Yes.
idea.
Because like,
I
okay,
don't know.
what's the difference between a sidearm and a fucking 180 hand cannon? It's like 5 points of damage and maybe some range. Oh, but the 180 hand cannon blows ass anyways, and it's gonna lose every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Malfeasance is a beautiful fucking gun. Nobody uses it.
It should be a 140. I was really disappointed when it was a 180 when I found out because I was so hyped for that gun.
Well,
And then it came
150
out.
is the
150 would have been fine too.
150 is the what the spare rations is.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for rations that have been spared, by the way, to come back.
I saw that tweet. Yeah, but that's a good point. I mean, like, if Malfeasance was a 150, I would totally use it. But it's just a 180. I hate 180 hand cannons. They don't
used to be
feel
good.
good to me. They just don't feel very good to me because they don't feel like a hand cannon. Like, to me, they don't have that kick that, like, other hand cannons had.
They felt very. They actually feel like because I'm using the I guess it's a 150 but Not Forgotten. I love Not Forgotten.
Yeah.
And because I play on console, and Not Forgotten's only sent, like, I still get messages of people bitching about me using Not Forgotten, and I'm like,
this
we're
point,
literally in a because it has no bloom or something. And I'm like, dude, we literally play a game where auto rifles have a 0.6, 0.7 time to kill.
Yeah.
Like, fuck,
God
man.
forbid you have kill clip. God forbid you have kill clip.
Yeah, God forbid you have kill clip.
Oh my God.
Suros gets up to 0.3.
That's
So I mean, that is a Call of Duty time to kill at that point.
Yeah.
And again, Not Forgotten, you had to get headshots and you were 0.6, but hey, details. I think it's like 0.65, and then you also had to like go like the hardest content in the game to get it. But hey, let's nerf it.
Yeah.
I'm not salty. You're salty.
Yeah. Or how Trials of Osiris. How Trials of Osiris still doesn't have a hand cannon in its loot pool, but they gave you like a 600 RPM auto rifle.
They knew what they were doing with Astral Horizon and the Summoner. They knew. That was the loot of this season, of this year.
Yeah. Just please give us a hand cannon for God's sake next season, please.
Well, I'm praying, because Hawk Moon's coming back.
Oh, okay.
That they'll do something with 140s.
All right.
How do you not know this? You should know this.
I'm saying his theory, the 140 idea. Like, I really hope you're right, Joker, because you haven't been wrong yet. Remember that tweet, that picture you sent me. All right. So
no, I said hope. I said hope. I didn't say they were. I said hope.
Let's hope.
We use weasel words when I'm not sure. So I can weasel on out of it.
What system do you use?
Huh?
What system do you use?
I play on Xbox.
Yeah, me too.
Play all three Xbox. Shit, am I the only PS4 player here? Goddamn.
I
don't like the controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good
weird.
to hold.
I'm so used to the Xbox joystick style diagonally that I can't get used to the PlayStation style.
Well, it's funny you say that because a lot of people use it as a claw nowadays. Like, use the remote as a claw where, like, they have pinched their hands. Like,
oh my God, people still claw. I have this.
That's terrible.
Oh, nice.
No, because you used to have to claw, like in Halo.
Yeah, the claw. I remember doing the claw stuff.
I remember that.
Oh God, it was a pain.
My brother still claws.
Ugh.
It's weird.
So I can't lie. For some games, it does come in clutch. That's what I'm just saying. And in some games, it's interesting how well it works.
Paddles.
No.
Do that.
Oh, nice.
I just got a scuff controller and.
See, I was thinking of getting scuff controller. That's a really unique, like, remote itself.
Do you like it, Emma?
It's awesome. It took a little bit of getting used to because you don't use both fingers. You only use one and like shift them.
Okay.
Which is a weird like thing to do with your hand, but it's really easy.
I want to get the Elite because I want to use paddles. I like the paddles.
Yeah, no, the Elite I highly recommend, except for the fact that like keep your fucking receipts. But like, so you got the paddles on the back, but then you have like this is the switch here. That's hair trick. So like that's all the way in for the trigger, but and then it's like barely a nub.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
where's yours?
This is gamer talk.
is like
mine's in the other room.
so you can like
Yeah,
fire,
that's
you can
fine.
shoot faster.
That's pretty cool though. That's actually really clutch. Holy shoot! I didn't really think of that.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's gamer talk. Like
Because a lot of games, like the reason that you pull in all the way out, it's mainly for racing games.
Yes,
That'd be
Like Gran Turismo and Forza and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then you have like, shooters. You don't need to pull in all the way to get
That's absolutely right. You can literally have a trigger finger for it, and with something like that, it's easier to use. Like if you want to quickly like do like rapid fire with it.
Yeah. And that's the
I got-
triggering thing because that's how you fuck up your springs so much because you're constantly,
Yeah,
jerking it all the way
exactly.
back.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's true.
And then I literally, because I have like a spot for 4 paddles, I literally only have one, and it's the B button on the back. And I just use that to slide. That is my universal slide, and everything else I don't care about.
See, for me, I
Oh,
usually use
dear.
the paddle for reloading, for switching my weapons instead of having to press Y all the time. It just enables me to just swap. Especially with the Rat King loadout you got me on now, because with Mechaneer's Trick Sleeve, I'm just swapping really fucking quick now. But
I see that.
yeah, but
I feel silly.
let's let's get back to this armor set real quick.
I was trying to
don't want
avoid
to.
it. I was doing everything I could. Tried.
I helped somehow.
But I look. Here's the thing. I'm happy that we're gonna get a render refresh, I guess. But it's just so disappointing that this is gonna be the set for a year.
No. Look at that picture and look
Yeah.
at the knife on the Titan. What the
Titan.
fuck
Yeah.
is
Why does the
that?
Titan have a
What
knife?
the fuck?
They all
is-
have a knife.
Yeah.
It's just the way that the Titan is standing.
I just don't
It
get
just
it.
looks like they forgot to model the knife on it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's supposed to be a knife. Let's Photoshop it on there."
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It doesn't
I
even look like it's
forgot.
really there.
And then he's wearing like he's got the shoulders I almost guarantee are the Mars gauntlets.
Okay.
They look like the ones that like roll over and then come out like 5 miles to the side.
Mhm.
Yes.
Titans can't catch a break in this
Yeah,
game.
and the
bro.
Titans,
No.
we've been asking since year 1 for
Slim
like
down the
SC1
Titans.
like shoulders, and like Bungie's been like, but no.
Get them bigger, but get them bigger.
You get the big. In fact, just to spite, I literally think that this is what's going on. I think somebody in the art team hates Titans, but they're a hunter, and so they keep like designing Titan gauntlets for hunters. Like look at the one set again. The Jack's arms, right?
Yeah.
That is
Mhm.
totally Titan. That is the
Mhm.
most Titan. In fact, your fucking hunter, the new armor, has more armor than the Titan armor.
Yeah. We got that
We have
giant
like
pauldron
a
on our leg.
gamison with like a butter knife bolted to our chest. Like we're wearing a dress. We're like right there with the warlocks. Like, what the fucking deuce?
Yeah, I definitely get you there. And it's kind of funny because every time I see Titan armor in D2 now, I think of the Vladimir Putin meme, the thick one. That's all I think of because they just try to make the Titans look massive for no reason. And somebody tweeted about the Warlock and the Titan. They said, "Stop trying to make quilted armor a thing. It's not a thing.
Yeah,
Stop trying to
dude.
make it happen. It's never gonna happen because it's just quilted."
Oh, I
But
had somebody like challenge me on that. They're like, but Joker, the whole point of the DLC is that it's cold. I'm like, bro, one, and like I took the. Did you guys play the Batman Arkham Origins game? And they had like the Batman. He had the DLC where he had like the Mr. Freeze like anti like freeze suit. It's just this huge fucking Iron Man suit that's
Yeah.
like
That's a
heated.
fact. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I'm like, dude, that's what armor for negative 200 degrees would look like, not a fucking quilt.
yeah. And I think I'm right there with you, or even the Arkham Knight costume where he's wearing the full armor set. I'm sure on the inside of that set it had like climate control.
Well, no, we
So-
have that. We have the bodysuit, right? Like every Guardian has that bodysuit under their
Exactly.
armor.
Yeah.
That's climate controlled. That's like the kind of like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This allows you to breathe in space and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's the same thing Clone Troopers had. They have the bodysuit.
Well, no matter how climate controlly the bodysuit is, your mom is always going to tell you to put on a sweater. So,
True.
Well, I think
True.
Hunter's definitely lucked out. Hunter's definitely got the better set out of all three
You
easily.
still got the like really oddly like non-textured knife strapped to your chest.
Hopefully they
No.
edit that.
It's not gonna happen, okay? But the first time Bungie added knives to Spartan armor, we got assassinations.
Oh, can you
I just
imagine?
thought of that. It's not gonna happen, but that'd be funny.
That would be cool
No,
if we got like a finisher with a knife.
imagine running around and being able to one tap somebody on the back with a melee. I mean, other than like shoulder charge, that'd
Yeah.
be kind of stupid. But then again, you'd be like in this long drawn out like animation.
Yeah,
So
you'd
there'd be a
vulnerable.
penalty for it.
Yeah, I like that the Hunter has like the gas mask style shit. Like I've been saying on this cast a while now, I like the sci-fi style armor more than the fantasy style. Like I like the gas masks and the plating and all that shit. And I like how all that goes together because it kind of just I don't know makes sense to me. Although I'm an EXO, so I guess it wouldn't matter.
I've said it
But,
before. I'll
yeah.
say it again. If Bungie's gonna reskin stuff, right?
Mhm.
Can we reskin Destiny 1 armor, please?
Yes. Well, Joker, you saw that tweet, right? The tweet that
I probably made it.
you retweeted it.
No.
Nostalgia. Remember?
Oh
I
yeah,
think you
nostalgia.
retweeted that.
Yeah, no, I retweeted it with
So
like, "Hey, can we
yeah.
reskin?"
So I don't think you guys saw, but Joker retweeted Destiny Nostalgia's tweet about Destiny Nostalgia tweeted out 3 sets of rare Destiny armor. So not even a legendary set, but it was Destiny 1 armor, and it looked pretty badass given that it was rare armor. Like, and as Joker said, not the greatest set in the world, but it still looked light years ahead of a lot of the armor in D2. And like that
yes.
Hunter set. Emma, you might remember the rare Hunter set with the fallen style helmet with like the multiple eyes and like shit like that, and it had like the netting kind of cloak and those sets looked really freaking cool. Like the
I
Warlock
love
one
that
looked
cloak.
aquatic. Yeah, so it's like it's a little disappointing because it's like they have some sick ass rare sets, and even in Destiny 2, there's some rare sets in the game that honestly would look really cool as like a reskinned legendary set. And they just like leave it sitting there in the assets. And I'm like, this is part of the reason why the game is so fucking big. Because they have all these damn sets in that they don't use. They're just there to be there. And it's so annoying. And so that really frustrates me. But like, don't get me wrong, like it's nice to have new armor sets finally. But like this is all we're getting for the whole year. And it's just palette swaps really.
At least it's a gas mask.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
live
at
with
least it's
that.
gas mat. I'm praying that the raid armor is just
Super
Beautiful.
because it needs to be at this point, dude.
Yeah.
Because we don't get trials until December, which I mean, technically speaking, if Destiny came out in December, that'd be a little more of a wait. But we don't get trials armor until December, and trials armor is going to be very like you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. It's going to be very trials aesthetic, and that was what happened in Destiny 1. You either love trials armor or you hated it. I did not. I was not happy about studded assless chaps coming back. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I got no
I mean,
comment on
that's your
that.
thing. I'm not gonna judge. Also, the floppy dick ass cloth. Though
What?
they no okay. So there's so Titans have what we call Titan marks. Okay, and they're like they hang from the waist, and it's like kind of like a half skirt, I guess you'd say.
Well, it reminds me a lot of when you watch American football, where the football players have like that towel.
Got it. Got
like
it.
that.
Exactly. Got it.
It's a
Because some
status.
football
Anyways,
players
in
do wear
Destiny
it.
1, there was this one for Trials of Osiris. It came down in like a half skirt to the side, and then it also had part of the towel that came down the front. And it had this weird physics that if you like moved in the character menu with it equipped, it went wobbly like this.
Oh God. Oh my God. You know, it's funny. I think someone found something similar to that with Call of Duty. Actually, that's actually funny you bring that up. For Warzone, like because like you're in the plane and stuff. When the air hits you, like the top chest of every competitor starts wiggling, and everyone's like, the hell is going on? Why is it moving so much? And like it's exactly that. That's funny.
It's probably just Bungie trying to sneak in a little joke. Oh, I don't know how that
No, I think it's
happened.
just bad
Imagine.
physics.
It's just physics. It's just
I think it's,
Imagine.
yeah.
I think it's just
It's just
not
physics.
necessarily bad. I mean, Destiny's. God, it sounds like I'm bitching. Don't get me started about Destiny's physics though. Be on the other side of a phalanx. Jeez.
Yeah, I feel you.
Or be a Titan in Destiny 1. No, this was a huge problem in Destiny 1. If you like fell from any like place that was like more than 2 feet high, you'd break your ankles and die.
Damn, fall damage, crazy.
I remember that.
And it was just Titans.
It's
So-
something about Titans. You always had to like soft land.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's why I'm like even in Destiny 2, I still shoulder charge before I land. Just so I don't have to deal with it, because you negate all fall damage when you shoulder charge just before a land.
Mhm.
So
I always
So-
save like the last little bit of my float, and then I'll like let myself fall and then float at the last second to like land all nice.
So it says throughout here, weekly challenges will be updated to offer you higher stat packages for the armor sets, whatever, blah blah
that's
blah.
cool. That needed to
That's nice.
happen.
I mean, it's nice finally to be able to get higher stat packages for the armor because, oh my god, some of these stat rolls I get are dog shit.
They're terrible.
Yeah,
But-
I'm doing endgame content, not to like interrupt. I'm doing endgame content and I get like a fucking 49 on a stat roll and I'm like, why the fuck did I just waste this time, dude? Like that's almost insulting to a point.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing you can do to
Yeah.
like I would spend materials, I would grind shit. Dude, you want to make people grind stuff? Tell them that like, okay, you can grind this thing to like get this other thing to like increase the stat by 10 points. Dude, done.
That would be
Done.
awesome.
Yeah.
And
Or-
then up
yeah.
to a certain level, right? They're like there's a cap, right? There's like a natural what you can get at and maybe the natural let's say that they allow you to get an 80 natural. Okay, so that you'd want to keep going, but then like maybe the highest you can like level something up to is like a 70 or 75. I would be completely okay with that.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
would
it
give,
reminds
and
me-
again, that just gives players more agency to control their builds, and it doesn't go like it doesn't feel like a shit waste of time if you get like a specific set of armor and you're like, oh yeah, I like this armor. Oh, but it's like low statted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it
'Cause,
reminds me of that. Yeah. Go for it.
Joker, I remember hearing that you say that you wear the same armor and you just like level it up, correct?
Yep. I've been wearing the same armor literally since Forsaken.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks good, right?
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's why I kind of wish that the rerolls that you could, as a higher light, reroll for a higher stat, almost. Because, like you said, when you're doing endgame content and you get these stats that are super low, but you want that piece of armor, you're like, but I want that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why do
No,
you suck?
I'm lucky. I have a super synergistic build, I guess would be the word, where I don't have to worry about my stats because Skull Fort feeds into I get my melee back instantly and I get my grenade energy back every time I get a melee kill. So and then I get my health regeneration as well. So that just kind of cycles all into itself. So that's like a nice closed ecosystem. But the second I like lose shoulder charge, it's like, oh, let me pull out Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
This is not a good place to be.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I
and
definitely.
then it takes 8 years in the menu because Xbox is trash.
Yeah. And then, like, it reminds me of Rise of Iron when you could re-roll your Wrath of the Machine armor with the fragments to try.
Oh my god, yeah,
stats.
that was cool.
Good times. Good
I missed
times.
that. I loved that.
I
But
still only used my 100% intellect Helm of Inmost Light armor. Because
Yeah.
again, I had shoulder charge. I didn't have to worry about my melee ability.
yeah.
So grenades
but-
and intellect.
from we go from there. We go to Joker's favorite part of the TWAB, the new pinnacle weapon next season, Adored, which is literally beloved. It's just beloved. Let's not lie, people. It's beloved. It's just a new version of beloved, and you can get a different look based on whatever activity you choose to get it from. So there's a Vanguard, Crucible, and Gambit look. Obviously, it's going to be like the pinnacle weapons we have now, where it's got set perks, but then the final 2 perk columns will have multiple perks that you can choose from. But you take one look at this gun, and if you're an eagle-eyed guardian, as they say, you can tell that this is literally just beloved. So, Joker, what was your thoughts as soon as you saw that?
Okay, I gotta do something in a second, but I will give my immediate thought. So this, okay, it's so brazen. It is actually, I almost respect it. Okay, it's just how like blatant this reskin is, and how just like they just literally wrapped a blanket around it.
Yeah.
And called it something different. And it's Adored instead of Beloved. Like, they knew exactly what they were doing. And had they not been sunsetting weapons, which is the weapon retirement I was talking about earlier, for those of you who don't know, I wouldn't, I'd just be like, oh, that's okay, whatever. But because they are sunsetting weapons, this is literally Bungie going, we're taking away your stuff. Here, go grind out your stuff again.
Yeah. It's literally just the exact same thing.
It's like, what?
And it's,
oh, my
sorry.
bad. It's like one of those things. It's like, okay, fine. I get it. Making content is hard. We can't keep up with it. Okay, fine, fair enough. Whatever. But like, really, guys, that's just so brazen. It's like if you wanted to like make people like think that you weren't just sunsetting content to have people run the loot Ferris wheel again or whatever hamster wheel again to regrind out all the same stuff you just took from them, essentially, this was not the way to do it.
Yeah. And you're completely right. It's when you take a look at these pictures, it's literally the exact same gun. There is no difference. The only difference is going to be the perks, but it's the exact same
length.
thing.
Nope, never mind. The length looks exactly the same. Never mind.
Everything's the same.
Yeah, what the hell? It's wrapped correctly. I mean, the same way, the same scope on it, same stock. Like there's no difference at all.
No, it's literally the same. And you can see like the purple jewels on the side. That's a very specific thing to a very specific activity. Okay. And so they like literally just took that gun. It's called Adored instead of Beloved. It's the same. It's literally the same thing. Now, will it have different stats? Of course, it's a pinnacle weapon, so it'll have set perks. It'll have a set way to do it. But at the end of the day, all they did was they go, okay, everybody's using this really popular sniper rifle because it's really easy to use. It has a great scope. People love using it. Let's take that away from them, essentially, in any endgame content that matters, and make them regrind out basically the same thing again. That's not content.
Yeah. That's just trying to make us, like, in a sense, just give us, say, oh, play this content, waste your time. But this is fun, right? You're just grinding for the exact same gun. But don't worry, it's got different perks now. And it's, it's just not that engaging. Like, last night, for example, I know the game is in a funk right now because we're waiting for the DLC. But last night, I'm just, like, making up excuses to play because there's nothing to do. And I'm a little worried that with these reskins that are happening, I'm just not going to feel the desire to bother. Like, why am I going to bother to go for it?
Wait till next season when you got rations that have been spared, bro.
Yeah, right? Yeah, and then you're not going to care, and that's the shitty thing. And then with the Europa weapons, for example, we're just getting 5 weapons, and it's just like, no hand cannon? No hand cannon? What the fuck? And I can't tell. That looks like, I don't think there's a pulse rifle either. So it's like, oh, great, awesome. Like, I didn't look. Yeah, it's not that appealing because it's like, oh, great, another sidearm.
I
There's already
assume
so
what's
many.
not fleshed out in the, and this is me giving probably more credit than I should. I assume what's not fleshed out in the Europa base weapons are going to be fleshed out in the raid.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
The raid will have the hand cannon and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch it be a fucking 180 energy hand cannon because we don't need more of those, and it's gonna be like, here you go.
Oh, I didn't say it was going to be like good or anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, that rocket launcher is
Ugh.
probably going to suck shit through a straw.
Yeah. Bring rocket launchers back.
But it'll be there.
Tripod with fucking horseshoes and hand grenades. Come on.
I wish.
Wait, quick question though. If they do bring back the grenade launchers, right? Would you think that like wall design that they create would be something they'll deflect it with?
You think so?
I mean I think I mean I don't know. I mean I
No,
barely
I
know
don't think
about
it'll
the game.
deflect. I think it'll stop it though.
No, that's what I mean. Like there will be like it will have some type of priority where it will stop it somehow or some way.
Oh yeah, because
Not like
Titan walls
specifically
already do
deflecting.
that,
Okay, interesting.
Mm,
and they're like super weak. They're like paper mache and fail.
mm,
Mhm.
mm.
We
What?
used to be so strong.
This is why I'm not a Titan main anymore.
Remember when we had the half barricade that allowed you to circumvent reloading?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good times. Emma, what do you think about the Adored?
Well, I already told you my joke.
Yeah.
Um, I am so upset because I was like, I'm not gonna snipe in Destiny. I would rather use my scout rifle. I'm happy. And then everyone was like, well, you've gotta start sniping. And I was like, okay, fine. So I went through and I did the heroic menagerie. I got my masterworked beloved, and here we are. And it's not even gonna be masterworked when we get it.
Mm.
Like that's not fair. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Um,
And you can get it from any activity.
Well, I am kind of excited that we don't have to play one specific thing to get it.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably get it in Crucible and then get the reskin, like, because it says that you can get all three of the themes.
Yeah. I like that
Um,
Gambit one.
well, I kind of like the Strike one too. Like, I like all
What?
of them. I like the
What?
coloring.
You just said you like the Vanguard look? Nobody has ever said that before.
I think it's just cute. Like, I don't know.
Blue and orange is not
It's
cute, Emma.
well, it's not even blue. It's really white and orange.
Yeah.
And purple because they couldn't get rid of the purple. Let's be real.
I wish they could.
But any of it looks better than Crucible Red.
Mm.
But I don't want to play Gambit. Like, I do not want to play Gambit enough to
I
get
just
that.
want that Gambit look. I really like the green. Green's like my favorite color, so I'm like, please.
Me too.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, I'm not a sniper. I don't snipe ever in Destiny unless I'm using Whisper of the Worm. So I'll get it, but I'm probably not even gonna use it. That's the sad thing. Like, I'm just gonna have it sit in my vault, or I'm gonna delete it for the cores
Why? Play
because
it.
I don't like sniping.
Man, sniping the best.
Sniping's the best
Got a quick
in
scope, bro.
Modern Warfare.
Mm.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I know. I'm not talking
we'll
from a
go
whole
over to
different game. That's
Modern
like
Warfare. I'll snipe all day long. But
it's a good little quick scope right there. You gotta get into it.
Well,
I have been sniping recently. Sorry to cut you off, Dimitri.
but no, I don't have steady hands. That's the problem. So I'm a horrible sniper because I always flinch right before my shot.
Yeah, because like you said earlier, you use the shotgun more, right?
Yeah.
You're more of the person to run in with the shotgun rather than be like in the back coordinating where the people are so other people can run in.
No. I coordinate, and then I bust the door down, and I
Exactly. Like you're the first one there in a sense.
Yeah.
See, you right now you would actually like Warzone because the shotguns are actually getting the OP
Oh, I
at the
bet.
moment.
I bet.
It's terrible.
Like I actually made it into a gun. Like I've actually because like I watch Twitch and stuff, so like I was looking at exactly how people use it, and I'm like, you know what? I'll make a class as well, and like it actually does do damage. It's insane.
Well, I like that, and even in Destiny with the range the shotguns are getting, I think it's a good thing because, you know, I think Division has it best right now, where shotguns have so much range in real life that games have always fucked up on. Like games
Really?
always make it that
Yeah,
shotguns shoot really fucking far.
in real
Um,
life.
in real life, they shoot really far. So it's really cool that games are starting to give shotguns proper range. Like in Division, it's insane how far a shotgun can shoot. And with these newer shotguns in Destiny, like they're getting their range pretty damn good now, and it's a
Mhm.
good thing because like look, people are gonna bitch about it because people are gonna bitch about it. But Universal Remote in Destiny 1 had it right. Shotguns shoot fucking far in real life, they really do. So, you know, that's something that I'm really starting to like seeing because man, games have gotten it wrong for so long where they're just like, yeah, shotguns have no range, and it's like that's not true at all.
Mhm.
Shotguns can shoot farther than certain pistols and
I'm
shit.
about to say,
It's
don't you
fucking
dare say
nuts.
farther snipers. I'm about to say
No,
you are
no, no,
bugging on that.
No.
no, never. But I mean, if it's a slug shotgun, that shoots really far.
Yeah, but I
Um,
mean, like for example, I'm like talking from Call of Duty, like the 725 when it first came out was shooting snipers from like miles away,
yeah, not
and
that
I'm
far.
like,
No.
that
It
does
was
not make
awesome.
any sense.
Guess who did that?
Oh, you did.
I absolutely love to outshoot a sniper. If I can outshoot a sniper with a gun that's not a sniper, you best believe I've done it at
No,
least once.
no, that's a fact. That's 100%. Like right now, I have the class of a shotgun and then an LMG running behind it. So like the Bruin and then the I forgot what shotgun it was, but it's shocking to see like the Bruin. People are taking LMGs and shooting the same distance as a sniper would and killing the sniper.
Mhm.
Well,
Like
Emma,
insane.
what do you think of the new sets, the new armor sets for the vendors? What do you personally think about it? What do you, the look of them visually?
Well, I like the look.
Insane.
Mm.
We're going towards exciting and um,
More
fantasy and
realistic,
yeah, more, well,
science-y
to,
fiction, kind of.
yeah, to me it's more fantasy science fiction than it
Hmm.
is like all these pouches and whatnot. That's real. That's real life. Like you were
Hmm.
saying, it's very Indiana Jones. It's very like we would really put stuff in those. And
Hmm.
I find it interesting. I find it really irritating that that's going to be the only thing that we get for a year. But come on, I mean, like that happens every time. We get
Yeah.
a new armor set for that section and then we move on with our lives.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I'm just curious. Does Destiny do like a like like different cameos for different seasons or like different time of the year? Like for these type of specific guns, since it has a different, like it has more of an outside look to the gun rather than just like a regular like sniper or AR or something like that.
So basically, how the design philosophy is going now, where Bungie's
Mhm.
taking it is like, for example, this sniper is going to be the pinnacle weapon for this season. So it's going to be like the main weapon of this season. That's the one that people are going to be grinding for. So it's going to have three different methods to gain it, and then
Mhm.
it's going to have three different looks based on the method. So like there's a Gambit version, there's a multiplayer version, Crucible, then there's a Strike version, Vanguard. And then you obviously can
Gotcha.
put shaders on it to change the color, but that's going to be like the pattern of it, based on
Mhm.
whatever you choose to go with. And then the armor sets, it's the same thing. Those are going to be the armor sets you get that year from those activities, but based on the activities, you can get different looks, like different decals, and you can still shade the decals into the colors that you like or whatever. But those are going to be the decals. So like the Crucible Hunter one has like the Phoenix on the chest piece, but I'm sure that the Gambit one's going to have like a snake somewhere or some shit. And I'm a little irritated.
yeah, you can see on the Warlock where there is like a snake on the
Yeah.
chest piece.
And I just wish they would show us all three versions for all three classes because
Hmm.
I just want to see what the Hunter one looks like with the Gambit decal. Because as much as Gambit drives me nuts, I love the aesthetic of Gambit stuff, like the
Mhm.
snakes and the green and all that weird shit. I like it a lot. Um, although I hate the Gambit armor
Weirdo
on
for
the
sure.
Hunter.
Okay, so I have two things to say about what you just said.
Mm,
That's funny because I really like the Crucible emblems and
hmm.
like the Iron Banner, like wolf emblems. And two, um, oh, actually, I have three things to say. Second is that I really wish that they would come out with an all black shader. I'm not
That'll be
talking
fire.
Super black.
black with blue. I'm talking black,
You're
You
talking
talking
about
like
like
super
matte
black.
black, like matte black.
like matte black.
Yeah.
There
Yeah, I
can be
think
some glossy black in there. There can be one strip of gray, whatever. But I want black. I'm so sick and tired of getting like, oh, there's one like of the triangles is black, and then no, like that's an accent color. It's really red or it's really orange or
well, could it be because of the graphics though? Like I like out of the videos I've seen of Destiny, a lot of the graphics are much more of a darker color. So
Well,
like with the gate with like having a gun like that, it might be harder to look at or like see.
Well, the problem is that how shaders work in Destiny 2 is it's got 4 triangles, and the triangles are different colors,
Shaders.
different
Sorry.
looking based on like
well, think of
patterns and shit and decals and whatever. And the problem is like you'll see a shader like atmospheric glow, which I really like, but it's black and neon green. The problem with it is you can't rotate any of those. So what you get is
Oh,
what you
gotcha.
get.
No, no,
So
no, no,
like
no. Fuck that. I don't even care about that. How about this like really cool black and white one that for some reason has baby blue on it? Doesn't even tell you on the
What?
shader.
Baby
It
blue? That
just
doesn't
randomly
even.
shades things baby blue, and you're like,
which one is that?
it's one of the Eververse ones that they had recently,
Jack
but
Arena.
it's like literally it's black on the top, black on the side, and then like a gray and a white. You're like, okay, this looks
Yeah,
like a dead orbit shader, and then suddenly things are
no.
blue.
It sounds like Jack Arena. Jack
Yeah.
Arena, where there's random baby blue in there. But like atmosphere glow is cool and all because it's mainly black with a little bit of neon green. But the problem is you can't adjust any of those. So like I'll have it on my hunter and it'll be black, black, black. But then on one pair of boots, if I'm wearing this one version of a pair of boots, like this one ornament or whatever, it turns the pants neon green. And I'm like, I wouldn't mind the neon green if it was like if I could adjust it so that it's like maybe like a decal, but it's just straight up neon green pants. So I was like, well, I can't wear those now because that looks fucking stupid as shit. You know,
You'd
it's
be
like
caught a mile away with a sniper.
so it's really frustrating because you can't adjust shaders the way you want them to look, you know, and it's not like Anthem. And I know it's crazy to bring up Anthem, but
No, Anthem had a
something
lot of good things going on with it. It just
exactly.
poorly executed.
Anthem had an idea where the shaders or the colors, whatever, you would be able to change the texture, and then you could also highlight where you want the color to be. Because like it
Yeah,
shows
but then
when
they
you're
wouldn't be
cooking
able
it.
to sell you shaders and have like a million of them clogging up your
That's
inventory.
actually a good point. Like because a lot of people try to sell like games like these try to specifically sell you to the like camos like that or like shaders in this situation, so like they could make a profit besides you playing the game.
Yeah, but I mean the problem is like if I could at least adjust the little triangles
It makes it
to
a little
try
bit
to make
easier,
it,
definitely.
yeah,
I
to
mean,
allow
like,
me
why
to
can't we put
customize it a little bit
shaders on
more.
exotics?
Great
There's
point.
absolutely
Right?
no reason.
No
Dude,
shaders on exotic guns, but we can on the armor.
and the
That
worst
doesn't make any
fucking
sense.
feeling in the world is like going into your inventory, like to like look at a shader and then looking at it shade the gun. And you're like, ah, yes, I see that it's the gun actually would take shaders, hypothetically speaking. But Bungie just said, fuck you, no, that's why.
Ace of Spades with Cal selected, sexy as hell, but you can't actually do it.
Yeah.
No,
I love that thing.
Skelligul on Malfeasance.
Skill
It's
goal.
all black, and then the filigree is gold.
Oh,
Oh, it's so
Sounds sick.
sexy.
that
Sounds
sounds
sick.
awesome. Holy shit.
One
Actually,
more
what
thing
is it?
before we move off of
Yeah, go for it.
armor sets. Why, oh why did Europa's armor set not look like a snowsuit?
Mm.
What the heck?
Well, they kind of do look like they. Okay, it reminds me of the snowsuits from Dead Space.
Mm.
Yes. But
I don't
I
like
was
the ice
talking
skates.
like puffy pants and like big.
You
I don't
just miss
know.
your
I just
Braytex set, don't you?
yes. I miss the Braytex set, but
You just
Braytex
miss the
set looks so
Braytex set,
stupid
that's
now.
all.
But I just wanted that. Like I wanted that aspect back.
I was kind of hoping for like a Galactic Marines Star Wars vibe, you know, with the thick coats and shit and all that. That would have been awesome.
I was hoping
But
for armor that didn't suck.
You
I
guys,
mean, I know style is objective, but then again, yeah, or subjective. But then again, there is the objective quality to style.
So As we move
We're
on,
not talking about this. It's called fashion, bitches.
Jesus, that's a very important part of the game. Okay,
Demonetized.
got that.
It's a big deal. You gotta look good.
Yeah, if you look good, you
Galaxy.
feel good. If you feel good, you play good.
No, exactly. That's why I literally wore the Helm of Inmost Light from like week 1 of Destiny 1 until end of year 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because it like reminded me of the EVA helmet from Halo.
Mm-hmm. So what we see here in the TWAB, we boof over to Crucible. Featured modes: Control, Elimination, Rumble, Survival. Not a surprise. Survival Freelance will also be there, obviously. The weekly rotator: Clash, Mayhem, and Showdown. I'm a little surprised that Showdown is going to be a weekly mode. I'm not really that happy about that. Don't really like that mode all that much.
The fuck is
Uh,
Showdown? Okay,
It's a
this just
terrible
shows how
mode.
much I pay attention to the shit PvP modes. The fuck is Showdown?
I don't understand why that mode is going to be a weekly mode. I don't understand why momentum control and that crazy scorched mode, why they're being phased out this season. Those were two
Already.
dumb modes. They were fun, dumb modes, and momentum control was the closest we got to Halo SWAT in this game.
I hope you guys weren't hoping for Rift.
God, I will always hope for Rift, even though I know it's never coming back.
Okay, again, it sounds like I'm being super negative, but like this is a legitimate point. How did the creators of fucking Halo screw up multiplayer mode options?
Exactly.
Like, I feel like there's been a ball that's been dropped, and I get it. You can't necessarily do like shoddy snipes because we have our own inventories. That being said, you probably could get away with it. You could just like default like Scorch to something. And then we don't have like a big team battle mode. You don't have like vehicles. There's no vehicle combat in Destiny, even though we have tanks and we have like pikes and shit like that. We don't have big maps for it. And then like, but even if you take like the big team battle mode type thing out, or you take like the very specific like SWAT, shoddy snipe, stuff like that, that need a very curated loadout. Oddball. Why don't we have oddball? Or an oddball type mode? Why don't we have a King of the Hill mode? I mean, I guess we have like control, and that's not King of the Hill, but you know, especially like Crazy King, where it's like moving around the map, and it kind of directs map flow. Why don't we? I mean, we have like territories with extra steps. That's basically it. And then we have FFA, free for all. There's no capture the flag. Even Rift wasn't technically capture the flag.
No.
The capture,
It's
the
like its
capture
own
flag
thing.
die out in general? Because
Feels
that's
like
not
it.
in any
No.
game. I haven't seen that in any game at all.
As far as I know, they're still playing WoW. So
Really? Oh
From
shit.
Still
WoW.
play it in Halo, damn it. Halo 5.
well, yeah, and
Halo 5 still has prize money competitive tournaments. Destiny just has tournaments where it says it's a tournament, and then they have like rules people disagree with, and everybody bitches on Twitter for a week about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a bit surprising that, and I was bitching about this last night to Jack. I was just like, it doesn't make any sense that a company that got famous for its multiplayer has done so badly with their multiplayer, and
it's
you
not
know,
like Destiny has like a poor
yeah.
multiplayer interface. Oh, my bad. I apologize. I run over everybody when I talk.
No, it's just like
it's just me.
a lack of options, I guess, like you said, like the lack of options and variety.
If I go over to my other lover podcast, Destiny Tracker, let's see, Crucible players, 700.4K yesterday. There was only 67.7K more players in PvE, which PvE counts everything, by the way. You touch down in the tower, that's PvE. You go into like a patrol for like 5 seconds, that's PvE. You maybe run that PvE. So it's gonna PvE numbers are kind of like, I don't want to say inflated, but you have to really want to play PvP to step into PvP. That's a menu within a menu within a menu. And so, 700K, dude. And then there's only 767K people playing PvE, the difference is so minuscule at that point. It's not even funny. And that's of course across all platforms. And again, we're not saying Destiny doesn't have a player base or anything. Nobody's saying that.
Of course.
I mean, that's actually pretty good for because we got Iron Banner going on right now, I guess. But imagine if you gave reasons to play PvP every fucking day, or you gave a variety of modes. Destiny is not so Destiny's not like Halo 3 2 years after Halo Reach came out, where it's a graveyard. Destiny, you have enough players to have options, but the thing is, they don't want to spread the player base thin because, and here's what I really think is going on with their network. Their network is so shit that it's really starting to show with when we talk about skill-based matchmaking, when we talk about connection-based matchmaking, their matchmaking network and criteria and the way that they pull people together and host lobbies, it's so crap that once we start and this is why I think Destiny has so much aim assist and bullet magnetism as well, especially on console. Once we start removing that stuff and start going back to kind of a more Halo-esque, which is their DNA, style of matchmaking, style of gameplay, what you'll find is the network is basically spaghetti. And we see it all the time, hit detection on supers, dude. Geez, we still can't get this right.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, and I don't know. I just think it's a little. It's just
gotta cut them off, Emma. Just gotta cut them off. Just go right in.
No, Emma,
right in there.
No, I'm fine.
No, Emma, I want to get your opinion, Emma, on because you're a big PvP player. I want to get your opinion on how the weekly rotators changing to Clash, Mayhem, and Showdown. How other modes are getting yanked out of the game. What's your opinion on that?
I want to play Capture the Flag.
Exactly.
I love Capture the Flag.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I mean, I play Survival Freelance. That's my mode. If I'm in a control match, a clash match, I don't care. There are people out there that are like, I'll play with them, drop into an LFG match. They're like, "Oh, your KD sucks," and I'm like, "Yeah, because I don't care."
I know, right?
I'm here to complete this bounty. I'm here to complete this quest up. I don't care. I'll just walk around willy nilly.
So
Yeah.
I did my Destiny Takes No Skill mini series, and it was 2 videos. I mentioned it in my most recent video about how there's no such thing as nuance in the Destiny community. It's true. You laugh, but it's true. Anyways, so I'm talking, and people are like, oh, if Destiny takes no skill, then you should be able to 1v1 Punda or whatever his fucking name is. And I'm like, okay, there's a difference between Destiny taking skill and having general shooter skill. And this what if you have general shooter skill, you're going to be fairly competent in Halo, Call of Duty, Valorant, Apex Legends, Fortnite, all these. It's the same, I know the map, I know my way around, I know what I'm doing, I have a plan going from point A to point B. It's not like me getting drunk on stream, shit-faced out of my mind, running around seeing if I can win an entire game just shoulder charging people. Right? And then you see the people, it's like, why don't you have flawless? Wait, why haven't you got flawless? And I'm like, why would I? I don't want anything out of Trials of Osiris, and that game mode honestly fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I do not like the elimination game mode, just to begin with. I hate anything that's okay, you died, now wait.
Oh, a search and destroy type thing.
Boring.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yes, it's just like Search and Destroy, where you're watching your other players.
Yeah,
Except that they can pick you up.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
could
it's a pain in the ass.
I think it was Cyber something or something like that you could do that.
I love Trials though, but I think I only love Trials because I dropped in and I happened to be okay at it. The first couple of games, obviously, you suck at anything because I hate playing elimination. But I don't know, it's just so interesting. I I don't care enough about it. But I don't know. And it's not that I hate that they're taking away all that extra stuff. It's just weird. Like, why would you give us Scorched and Momentum Control and all of these other ones and then just be like, nope, just kidding.
Hey,
Like
whatever happened to
lockdown
Crucible Labs?
Well,
labs.
yeah, Crucible
Crucible
Labs
Labs was
died.
the thing where they like would test new. They were supposed to test new playlists and stuff. And like they just tested elimination before they brought trials back, and that was it.
Oh, that's dumb. They needed to
Yeah.
test what was that one? Lockdown, and then be like, this one's dumb. Let's not do this.
Right.
I hate that mode.
Oh God, what was it? It was the big mode in Trials of the Nine. It was the one with the bomb, the assault, whatever. Oh, that mode was
Oh,
infuriating.
yeah, I think that's Showdown, right?
Showdown. Oh, that's what Showdown is. Okay.
I think so. I might be wrong.
I just always like remember it as like Destiny's bastard version of Assault.
Hmm. Where you go to one of the 2 points, and then you have to put the bomb in and wait to see if
That
it
mode's
goes off.
always infuriating.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that I guess I'm just really confused
You
as
could
to
do
why.
backflip, dunks, and Rift, man. Sorry,
No,
I
I
just
just
remembered
I'm just
that.
really confused as to why momentum control is being retired so early when it was actually a really fun mode. Because
It probably didn't have. So what they're probably doing is what they basically did when Destiny 1 came out or Destiny 2 came out.
right,
And they're overwatching it where you have your competitive playlist and you have your like casual playlist.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's like one game mode. It's like your sixes, you go in and you play control. And that's their only fucking casual mode. And then you have your survival. And that's their competitive mode, even though comp's not worth playing anymore. And then you have your Trials of Osiris, which Trials of Osiris is only worth playing if there's something worth getting.
mhm,
And that's my problem. I think that I have a very weird relationship with like a looter shooter. It's like, again, like I was saying, like, oh, why haven't you gone flawless? Why would I?
mhm.
Yeah.
Why haven't you gotten unbroken? Why would I? I got not forgotten. Like, why would I put myself through that?
Mhm.
I'm
For
so close.
for like epiness points, I don't care. I just and I don't like besmirch anybody who does. Like everybody has their own priorities,
Mhm.
right? But so you got to understand then that like yeah, you may care about this like or you may not. And then like other people are going to be like, "Well, I just want to like run around and shoulder charge in sixes, dude." Like,
Hmm.
you know? I have this thing that I want to do and that's how I enjoy this game. Like
Mhm.
Literally, the only reason why I am even working towards what is it, Undying or
Unbroken.
Unbroken, is because
Oh,
I
it
got
sounds fucking
bored one
cool.
day.
Mhm.
I literally got bored one day and started going through all of the seals and was like, which one have I gotten more than 3 in? And it started like checking off the boxes.
Mhm.
Like, it's because I was bored, and that's so dumb. Like, I shouldn't have gotten that bored where I was like, let's do this ridiculous mode.
Oh no, I started out as like a lore master, right? And I've gotten more into like commentary and critique and stuff like that, but I love the Destiny lore and I could not be bothered to get the one seal for the lore. It was like, dude, I'm not going to the Dreaming City and doing the fucking well. Oh my god. Oh. Like Forsaken is a base campaign was great. Everything that kind of followed it was diminishing, especially after we got out of the like, oh, hey, this is cool, the Dreaming City cycle. Like, this is really interesting when it first happens for the first couple of weeks. And then it's
Hmm.
like, yeah, just do the well for like 7 weeks. That's your content. It's like,
Mhm.
I almost fell asleep every time I fucking played that well.
Wait, Joker, where do you stream? Like on
I
what
stream on
platform?
YouTube.
YouTube. Okay, okay, cool.
Mhm.
Although I do appreciate how sleek the new Crucible, well, all of them really, all
Oh
the new,
yeah, the new menus. They've
they
gotten a
look
lot
great.
better.
because it was too much before. There was too much going on. Although, did you guys notice that they are doing Iron Banner freelance now? Yeah.
That was something that needed to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
I was playing. It was me, you, and then we were playing with Storm or whatever the other night. We had like a 6-stack. I was streaming, and Storm got hate mail because he like did the best on the team one game, and like so they obviously picked him out, and they like started talking shit because he was like playing with his friends. He's like, dude, I'm like with a bunch of with me, I was his friend, and then Dimitri's mine, and then like we had 3 randoms from stream, and it's like, oh, this guy's like talking all shit about like, oh, you just play when you're in 6 stacks, blah 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 blah. And it's like, so let me make sure I understand what's going on here. You're mad because he has friends? Is this the hill you want to die on?
That mad about someone having a 6-stack, go on LFG and make a 6-stack. Like, it's not that hard.
Well, this freelance mode's perfect for a guy like him now.
Yeah.
So he'll have.
And then when Storm was like talking about how he was like, I'm with a streamer and like we're playing, we're just like bullshitting, like running Rat King, like what's wrong?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm with Joker, and he's like, oh, it's that Dark Side Royalty guy. He crutches on shoulder charge. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. You figure that out on your own, or did your mommy help you?
Dude, literally.
Have you watched a video of mine?
The guy started talking shit about Joker, but to Storm's DMs. So it's just like...
Yeah, it's not even talking shit to me. It's talking shit to me to somebody's DMs. This is the greatest ever.
Like behind your back, but through DMs. What the hell is this?
That's so great, dude.
It was perfect.
That's when you know you've made it.
You finally get those haters. You get them. You're like, yes, I needed this.
Day one, so I guess I've made it since day. No,
That's the ultimate subtweet.
But these are some.
I love subtweeting people. It pisses them off so much.
I know.
But these are good changes overall. I mean, in the long run, these are some good changes to Crucible.
Yeah, they are.
And Adept weapons will be coming back to Trials of Osiris in Season 12. Currently planned for October is the details and functionality. So we're not going to know much about them yet. But, I mean, we don't know anything, but that's a good change.
My hope is that what we're not looking at is just basically the same weapons we have right now. But what's that one, like, really actually unique Trials of Osiris perk?
Celerity.
Celerity, yeah. And it's just like Celerity's the perk that they get. And it's like,
great.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope it's unique.
We need a refresh. We need new weapons. Please don't reskin again from Destiny 1.
Yeah. And make the Adept weapons actually look Adept compared to the other versions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happened in Destiny 1. Like, you looked at the Messenger. Like, you had, I mean, both versions. Oh my God. Remember when the Messenger was king? Yeah. That was a great meta. Or when Red Death was king. Oh my God.
But when that was a good time.
Remember when you could duel in Destiny? And it's like you could like somebody could like shoot at you and you could like kind of outmaneuver them and like fight back, but now it's like this auto rifle spam shit. Even I will die on this hill. Thorn Last Word during House of Wolves was nowhere near as bad as Gnawing Hunger.
You're right, though. You're right.
Can I counter that?
Yeah, you can.
With a point. So yes, Gnawing Hunger is terrible. But let me tell you about this 6-stack that I ran into in Iron Banner the other night, where everyone had what's the one that spins up real fast and it's
my god!
Every single player in that 6-stack had that gun. And
were they Bubble Titans?
There were a couple.
That's
I don't know.
Like bubble tightening throughout the level with the fucking sweet business. It is so amazing.
It was terrible. We mercy rolled so fast. Like, I couldn't even kill anyone. I think I got like 6 kills, and I was just like, you know what? I'm tired of this.
Oh, there's some weapon combinations where when everybody's running it, it's just like one person running this, it's not bad because like you can one or two, it's not bad, whatever. But when you're like literally a wall of lead, ooh boy.
But you
And
And then you
missed
to
throw
like
some
out.
hear
bubble
it
titans
coming
in
around the
there.
corner, like, ugh.
Oh, dude, I fucking hate just the sound of Suros. It
Mhm.
literally sounds like somebody's flicking a tin can over and over and over and over.
I hate the charge sound for er, 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 the linear fusion rifle everyone used to get Komodo. Um,
Arbalist.
Arbalist.
Oh
That
God, no! Arbalist just gives me
Huh?
PTSD, man. Not to joke about PTSD, because I don't have another like thing I can compare that to. But like every time I just hear that like sound in the back of my head, I'm just like fucking primal SpongeBob. Like, oh,
Mhm.
is it on my team? Am I gonna get headshot even though I'm sliding and they're looking straight up in the air?
I
Yeah,
hate that gun.
I mean, Emma should have been there for our 6-stack Rat King. I mean, we mercy ruled that first team so fucking fast.
Oh
Oh
God, they didn't even
Lord.
get like what 15 kills or something.
Yeah, it was like it was
Oh
it was
no.
insanely fast how
It
quickly
was
we
a
killed
curb
that team.
stomp.
But we also got like the perfect map, and then after that, for like 4 straight maps, we got ranged maps, which were terrible for Rat King.
I love ranged maps.
Yeah, if you're
I know
not
what
running
you're
Rat
talking
King.
about.
But
And then
other than
everybody's
that,
like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I have Rat King, and I'm like,
You
I
run
have
around,
shoulder charge. Do it anyways.
run around and just try.
I don't know if you've ever watched my videos, but like literally the gameplay in my video, it just turn off the sound. Don't even listen to what I'm saying. So like watch some gameplay. And it's like literally the most infuriating and I have like people that hate it and I just do it anyways. I just like clips of back to back to back to back like 5-10 shoulder charges in a row.
Mhm.
And it's just like
Yeah.
it's so fucking cathartic though, man. Like the catharsis from just running around and just shoulder back. Oh God.
Mhm. But other than that, obviously strikes are pretty much the same. Nightfall, the ordeal is going to be the same. It's just slimming it down.
Well, we've lost a lot of
Um,
strikes though, and we've lost a lot of PvP maps.
yeah,
We
we're
lost
losing
like
a lot of
11
that.
PvP maps.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
you might argue, oh well, they're not the greatest, but sometimes you gotta play on a 2 to appreciate a 6
Yeah.
when it comes to PvP maps.
When
But
it
Like I
comes
would
to
other,
rather. Oh,
it
go
it
ahead.
really depends on what kind of gun you want to use. It depends on what kind of
True.
player you are. It some of those maps are decent.
For
I mean, they're
scout
not the best,
rifles and
but
pulse rifles and stuff like that. Yeah. Like
mhm.
I don't like playing Equinox because, and I think this is like a lot of people think, oh well, Equinox sucks. Well, yeah, it's because generally Destiny players are conditioned to like use hand cannons and shotguns. So something like Equinox is going to suck because it's a sniper, scout rifle, pulse rifle map. Duh.
Right.
yeah,
Sorry,
it's
that's all I got.
that's and I mean that's my issue with it is that yes, these maps, some people think that they suck, but there are there are good things and bad things about every map that you walk into.
And I think a lot of these maps would change, like Vostok. If they actually change the capture points around a bit and like where heavy spawns a bit, you would change the
Be
flow of the
better.
map and it could be better. Same thing with Equinox. If you change like kind of the way that the game is played, where the points are and where the heavy is, then you'd change the dynamic of the sight lines,
Hmm.
and again, it would play better. So a lot of
Mhm.
this is like comes down to like where are the objectives, or
Mhm.
even like what are we doing on this map? Equinox, it's that one like big, in the Trials of the Nine realm.
Love
Hmm.
that map. Love the look
It's
of
that
it.
huge scout right, dude. That would be an amazing capture the flag map.
Oh yeah.
It would
'Cause you
be.
have the 2 bases in the back, right? And then they're pretty guarded off. It actually kind of reminds me of Sandtrap, or not Sandtrap, Beaver Creek.
Yes.
Like, but bigger, because you have the 2 bases in the back, and it's like only a couple of ways to get to the bases. and then you have the kind of no man's land in between, and you got the tunnel for CQC, and then you got that whole like blown out area. Dude, it's just we don't have the right game types for these maps.
Right.
Right.
If we had
Dude,
maps for certain
with
playlists.
Vostok with like assault, and then like the whole point of the assault is to go into the one building. I think it's like a flag or whatever.
Mhm.
Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
Mhm. And
That'd be
that's where
like
I think that's a good point, Joker. I think that's what Call of Duty has better, is that they have maps better designed for certain modes than Destiny does.
I would say it depends, though. I would say that really depends because there are some maps that are in question.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one thing I really like about the Verdansk with the game, the Royal, like all person on against each other.
the
You
battle
have
royale.
yeah, exactly. You have enough room for snipers to snipe. You have those that like come in with shotguns and come at you, and then you have those for spacing for with the ARs or the LMG and stuff like that. I
Mm-hmm.
just like the one thing I think if we were gonna like talk about and get into like a little Call of Duty, they need to work on their like they got to work on a way they're gonna get hackers out of the game.
And that's the
And
same issue that Destiny's happening.
Yeah,
yeah,
console
absolutely.
hackers are on console now.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then the glitches are ridiculous.
Mm.
The most recent glitch in Warzone that really thought was annoying was the glitch where if you pick up a gun you can't even see, like it like becomes a huge block, like literally a huge like
Oh yeah, wasn't that
dimensional
the one where
block.
they had like the huge like 60 gig update to like fix or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
That thing was disgusting. It was like, and it was interesting because it was the time where tournaments were being held, and I'm like, you're ruining tournaments. You have people that are trying to make a living out of this, and then you're doing this on top of the game, so they can't really play.
Yeah.
Like they got to work on the aspect on how quickly they respond to things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Same thing with Destiny. Because like something could be broken in Destiny. Like again, like one-eyed used one-eyed mask earlier as an example. And while that's kind of fixed now, it's not nearly as prevalent. Or like
Mhm.
Lord of Wolves back in its heyday. That went on for like 6 months. That
Yeah.
was insane,
Yeah.
man.
That was a terrible 6 months, at least personally. For me,
Yes.
it was
It was
brutal.
terrible.
But
Actually, there's this guy, Carmine, Red Team Review. He does Game of Thrones stuff, like 200K channel on YouTube, and he reached out and we became good friends. We're playing Destiny because he plays it, and we're like, he wanted to get to 5500 in comp, and I was like, okay, bro. One, what you got to do is you got to put on Lord of Wolves because he liked it and but he didn't get it. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
here's how you use Lord of Wolves. Press the reload button. He's like, oh my god, I didn't know this. And so we carried him to 5500 while he used Lord of Wolves. And I'm like,
Nice.
okay.
yeah, and that's a very good point. But besides that, what we're seeing, so we don't digress too much. All right.
Digression the podcast. I keep
I
telling you.
know, right? Well, I did the vote, and people, I don't know what happened.
I
All right,
know. No, it was
listeners
Destiny.
have to vote better. All right, listeners. I was expecting a blowout vote for
Taking
digression.
shots over here at
I'm
your
just
listeners.
saying. I did. You know what, listeners? I was looking for a better answer to that vote, and I'm literally surprised that people were like, no, Destiny Corner's better. And I'm like, I thought Digressions was gonna get like all the votes, but I guess I was wrong. I had faith in the listeners, and I was wrong.
That's why I didn't name my channel something Destiny related, because like that like puts you into that corner.
Mhm.
You see, I told you about this the other day when you asked me in the podcast. I was like, if you're able to like separate a little bit to other games, telling you.
Um,
I'm still in control. I can still do it.
Dimitri, we were talking about that almost like, what was it, week 3?
Yeah.
When you were like, oh, I want to talk about this game and this game. And I was just like, well, you can, but as a Destiny podcast, you have to be like, this is how it relates back to how you play Destiny and like the guns
Yeah.
aspect and how it feels to play it and where all the. So it's just like, it would take extra steps.
Yeah. We're still early in our heyday, so I think if I was to do that, we still have time to do it. Like it's not like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're not like Fire Team Chat that's been around forever. You know, where they don't
but like
have a
even then,
chance.
Fire Team, like that's your party. You can like expand that to other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously in this TWAB, obviously strikes are pretty much, besides the strikes that are going away and all that, it's getting slimmed down. Doesn't look like there's any replay story missions or anything like that. Doesn't even look like there's a Nightfall section. It's just
Isn't
Nightfall.
there? And pardon me for interrupting. Isn't there a strike on IO that literally just came out?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
getting like
That's
vaulted.
getting vaulted.
Well,
That's
it's getting
insane.
It's complicated because like it's the one that PlayStation people had first.
Oh, so
No.
TWAB.
They didn't have it
It's-
first. That's the we're talking about the one that they had been like they thought it would be the bad juju strike or like the bad juju dungeon, and
The
then that turned out to
Festering
be
Core.
something else. And the festering core, that was not an exclusive.
Sure. Oh. Well,
That
Blue
literally just came out with Shadowkeep.
Oh.
And I think I played it twice.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Well, there it goes. Now it's gone. It's not a particularly great strike, but yeah,
Well, it is what it is.
Content
It's
is
fine.
content, man.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Content is content, man. I like it.
Dropping
Yeah.
into it for the first time was really exciting.
Yeah.
You know how they can make strikes fun?
Mhm.
Instead of removing them, and this same thing with planets. I got into an argument about this on Twitter earlier. I get into a lot of arguments on Twitter when I'm editing videos. It's almost like I'm bored.
Joker, I really feel like you're like Dr. Disrespect. I'm sorry. I get I love the point because like it sounds like he has the same type of like motive where like he's like I hate talking bad about the game, but like this game came out shit. I gotta like tell him.
Yeah. I'm a Halo fan, and that's a Halo mentality. It's like it's like, have you seen the Chad meme where it's like the two Chad
Yes.
faces and they got the beard going on and they're like, this game sucks. We know.
Yeah.
We know.
Well, I
See,
think
I
that's completely right.
Like that's the Halo community, and then like the Destiny community is like, this game sucks. It's like, no, how dare you?
That's the girl version of that meme because it shows the girls and then the guys where like the girls are like, get out.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was talking about the one where it like does the like cry like really weird face dude thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Where it's like
I
the
thought you were talking
sniveling.
about like the
Where it's like the goth chick and the blonde chick.
yeah.
If you
Okay,
had
yeah.
time travel, would you go back and see your grandmother? And then it's like the boys, and they're like, "Thou shalt not infringe" was not clear enough.
But I think that's a very fair assessment. But obviously, it's a little disappointing. We're losing a lot of strikes. We're not really gaining anything. We've already talked about this on a previous episode where we're only getting one new strike from Europa, which is really disappointing to me. Really disappointing.
Yeah, we're getting one new strike from Europa, and then two remakes.
Yeah, remakes.
From the Cosmo. Now there might be something else that they slide in there. I'm totally up for surprises. Again, we had like the Dreaming City, right? Maybe there's a strike and maybe this is the Europa strike. Maybe there's a strike in the Deep Stone Crypt. Maybe there's this, that, or the other. Maybe they're gonna like bring something in. Maybe we go to the fucking Dreadnought. Who knows? There is always
Endgame.
room for something else to happen. Okay,
Mhm.
maybe there's one strike on Europa, and they're saying Europa, but then there's like, because they have the pyramid ship there, maybe they're counting the pyramid ship as something else, as its own destination. Fine,
It could be like
fair
it could be definitely like adaptation of the map. I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's always potential, and this is what I try to like convey in my videos. There's always potential for something that we don't know about, and I will caveat to that. However, what I will talk about in like, definite tones is what we know at this point. And I'm like, what we know at this point is that there's one Europa strike and two remake strikes. There's one new raid, and then there's the Vault of Glass. We're losing 4 destinations that they could have just recontextualized. Say, I don't know, like they did the Cosmodrome in Destiny 1, you know.
Plague lands.
And we're getting with the Plague lands and stuff like that. But that like spread out through the whole Cosmodrome. It wasn't just the Plague lands.
Yeah.
And I mean, like even the strikes, like we talk about like how they have the strikes here, and like, does Cade talk during either of the strikes in Destiny 1 that they're bringing back? Because that'd be weird.
Yeah.
I
think he
so?
does. Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, that'd be super weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, he still talks in the strikes that he's in Destiny 2, so.
Yeah. I mean, I think and they had like a actually really cool like explanation for that in Destiny 2 that they just kind of like swept to the side, where it was like those are meditations. We're just going back and remembering this stuff past the first like time.
Oh, is that sort of from like when Ikora was doing those meditations?
Yeah, that's the sort of hand wave to why like we replay the same things and it has the same dialogue and stuff like that. That's why we can go back and do raids. We're not actually going back and doing the raid. We're meditating on the raid and we're remembering it.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, that's a nice little like tongue-in-cheek, like, yes, this is why you can kill Atheon 80 times.
80
but
different ways.
80 different. Dude, I'm telling you, man, ice subclasses are gonna like. You thought like throwing Atheon off the map with fucking solar flares was bad, dude. Now we literally have physical walls that we can like back him off the map with.
Yeah.
That we throw.
But we're not getting adept weapons and strikes. They said we'll have updates closer to season 13 on what to accept, and it's like expect, and it's like, cool, awesome. Like,
remember when we got weapon refreshes, complete weapon refreshes for the fucking vendors, and then we also got strike specific loot.
Oh, what? I don't remember.
Remember Grasp of Moloch? Remember like how many streamers would spend hours going through and like cheesing the shit out of Omnigul because you could kill her in the first room, and then like you could like just keep farming that over and over and over, and like Destiny Bungie, you know the content we want. You know how we want to play the game. Stop getting in our way.
So, man, the Scion Flare cloaks.
And they had like the 3 different versions, and the Cloakatanics.
Yeah,
dude, I made a hunt. You know how much I fucking hate hunters. I made a hunter for the Cloakatanic. In fact, my first, and this was like forever ago. I'll see if I can find it and put it in chat. My first piece of Destiny fan art. Oh god, I was terrible when I drew this. Was of my hunter.
Keep this going while I grab my charger.
All right, so he's gone. So let's talk about any other game just to get away from it.
Well, what I'm looking forward to, Cyberpunk. Anybody else?
Heck yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
So good.
Oh, and I have heard about a new Halo game coming out.
Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite. Why? Why you gotta do this to me?
Is it gonna feel right? Like, do I want to play this game?
Okay, so Halo Infinite. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Halo Infinite. I'm gonna be real honest. Because they like delayed it, and then like 2 weeks after they announced that they delayed it, they brought back in Joseph Staten, who was the guy who wrote the original Destiny campaign, like Destiny 1 campaign.
Okay.
And then that was the one that got like trashed and like fucking kajiggered. And then he worked on Halo 1, 2, 3, Reach, and ODST. So all the Bungie Halo games he had his hand in. And so they brought him back in as like campaign design lead on Halo, and I'm like, lol, what? Shouldn't that game have been coming out like in a week? Well, not a week, but a couple months.
Like, why are you rewriting?
But, yeah,
exactly.
Now maybe he's working on DLC. you know.
Let's hope.
Well,
But
But
then again,
whatever he's doing, I'm excited for because that guy is a god when it comes to writing.
yeah.
oh yeah, Shadow of Intent. If you want like, if you don't have time to play Halo, but you have Audible and you want something like thrown on the background, he has a book called Shadow of Intent. It's like a short story.
Yeah.
It is so good. I mean,
Mhm.
you have to know a little bit about Halo because it follows the elites, but
Hmm.
super
Yeah.
good.
Really good.
Okay, let's talk about Gambit for like
Yes, this is the changes
2.5
we see.
seconds.
Anyways, please
Why?
continue.
Just
Lead it.
why? Like what?
You talk about the TWAB changes, Emma?
Yes, the
Yeah.
TWAB changes.
All right, you want to lead it, Emma? Go for
No, I do not want to lead it. It's terrible and it
it.
should just stay away from me.
I think Gambit should just stay away from the game, but like, I hate Gambit,
It
so
looks ridiculous. The screenshot of of the Gambit menu is just Gambit and Gambit private. Like what the hell?
It's yeah. And shittily, this is how it goes with this. Like all these changes, we can see all the screenshots from the different hubs of these things, and they're all so slimmed down. These massive things, and it's like little thing right there and right there. There you go. Have fun. And with Gambit, it's just so comical looking. But
I mean,
what
it's
we
a great
see.
picture.
Oh, it's a great picture. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the changes that they've announced right here. So build a more approachable Gambit Prime, keeping the 1 round format with a longer round, but without the Gambit Prime armor perks because those are getting removed. Rebalance the
did
mode
anybody
space.
really use those though?
I mean,
Like,
tryhards did. Um,
Apparently, I have no idea.
Rebalance the modes phase to the last 2/3 of each match rather than half of the match. Speed up the primeval fight compared to Gambit Prime to give more of a feeling of a boss rush. We started with the Gambit Prime encounters full stop. However, without the Reaper buffs, the large bosses that come in enemy waves are too tanky. So now they're being pulled down to mini boss or elite. The pacing should feel like how Gambit feels for a pickup group. We also play tested the having the modes phase target a score of 150, but that was not good, so they drained it back. So with the blockers, they got rid of the taken captain, so they're going to replace him with the phalanx, and they're getting rid of the 20 mote giant blocker. The invasions during mode phases are just 3, and they're limited by 20 seconds to each other, instead of like 10 seconds, so that it doesn't feel like, oh, an invasion. Oh, and guess what? Another invasion. Oh, and guess what? Another
oh my
invasion.
god, the last time I played,
Yeah.
no, literally, the last time I played Gambit, it was like, and another invasion, and another invasion, and another invasion, and another oh god, it was
Actually,
infuriating.
I was playing Gambit and trying to get them to invade so that I could get one of those we kill them before they kill one of us like
Yeah.
things. And uh and they would not invade. We got our primeval. They had 20 motes banked when we got our primeval, and we just sat there until they got their primeval. I was like, "What the hell is wrong with you? Like, come over here so I can kill you, please."
I feel you. Um, it's interesting these weird changes. Like for the boss fight, we started with the Gambit Primeval fight, remove the time Slayer buffs, increase the Primeval health and potency of the Slayer buff, given by when killing envoys. We respawn the envoys every 40% damage done to the Primeval. This is bizarre to me. So every 40% damage you do, the
That
envoys come
sounds like
back to
it's gonna
life.
be like just enough damage to like you're like in it and you're like, yeah. Oh wait, now I gotta go find a fucking
Envoy
thing to
again.
like
Yeah.
kill it.
And then so if you get invaded and the Primeval is healed a lot, you have the opportunity to get more Slayer buffs and catch up. The fight length ends up somewhere in between the original Gambit and Gambit Prime, so we adjusted the invasion timer to match. So overall, this mode would be a lot quicker, or a little quicker than Gambit Prime, mostly due to shortening of the boss phase and the removal of the larger bosses. But one that still gives that great Gambit. Now, can someone please take a picture of this? But still
That
gives
you
that
all
great
love.
Gambit feeling. Yeah, that you all love.
I
It
said the
sounds like
exact same
shit.
thing to my husband. I was like, "You've got to read this bull." Like, who loves this game mode?
Oh,
Well,
it's so
that's not
frustrating.
fair.
Oh no. Anna, I told Anna, I was like, because I like pass through a lot of my hot takes through my wife before like I do them, and so she'll like, I'll be like, Anna, what do you think? And she's like, no, dude, fuck Destiny. It glitched out on me during Shadowkeep, and I couldn't like fucking finish the campaign. Fuck that game. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
No, that used
it's
to be
just
our
funny.
our thing. We used to play it a lot, and then like she could not, even when she played with other people, for some reason she could not progress the campaign, and she's like, dude, I just spent like 3 hours turning in tokens to level up, to like get on level. This was like way back when everybody was, again, day one, everybody like sat at vendors and like turning in tokens to like level up and shit like that. She's like, I just spent like 3 hours turning in tokens, and then the game glitched out on me. Fuck that, dude. I got better things to do with my life.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel you, and it's look, these changes are gonna come regardless of whether we want it or not. But the only one that really shocks me is this stupid Envoy one, and I know it's just a catch-up mechanic for shitty teams, but if you're a shitty team, I just don't think you should be getting a catch-up mechanic. If you're shit. Get better at the game. Like,
No, you can't say
Oh.
get good, dude. You can't.
no.
Can't.
You
Everybody,
can't say that.
Destiny has always been the most participation trophy game fucking ever. It's like, no, seriously.
yeah,
If you wanted to get an exotic in Destiny 1, the best way to get an exotic was to like purposely throw matches in Crucible, and then like, because the bottom of the leaderboard always got fucking exotics.
yeah.
It's just
I don't know, man. I'm just so annoyed because I'm just like, stop aiding other people. Stop giving them just stop. Like they're just giving them so much catch up mechanics.
Oh no,
It's
you're
just
coming from,
infuriating.
again, like you're with me, dude. I come from Halo. I'm like, dude, survival of the fittest, man. You either earned the win or you didn't. There's none of this like bullshit like, excuse me. There's none of this bullshit like, oh, we need to like make it fair for Johnny No Thumbs who can't be bothered to learn how to play the fucking game.
But that's the truth of it, It's just frustrating because it's like, it's literally, Joker. You got to make a tweet about that, and I'll retweet it. It's just like that. You're gonna be doing boss damage. You're gonna be like, yes, no, and it's just gonna be like denied, and you're gonna be like really disappointed. And it's literally
In communist Bungie,
cock tease of
Prime
a mechanic.
Evil catches up to you.
I think it has a lot to do with people who play and get teammates that aren't doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well,
I know we've played Gambit and we've had pretty like shitty teammates. Um,
Well, the
and
fix for that, not
so
to
stupid.
interrupt, the fix for that is just make a Gambit solo playlist.
Yes.
So Gambit freelance, that'd be
Gambit
perfect.
freelance.
Why don't they
Everything
just do that?
freelance.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't want to come off like a dick, but it's like, look, that's the caveat. That's the risk you take when you decide to play Gambit solo. And if you don't like that, make an LFG. It takes 2 seconds, So
Yeah. And so my brother Josh, he like never wanted to be like, he wanted to do raids, right? And I'm like, well, okay, you know what? I'm doing all this other shit. I got my art shit going on. I got like my YouTube shit going on, actual work. And I'm like, okay, I'm down. I'll play, but you got to get the group together.
Yeah.
And he did not want to do an LFG because he's like, and I mean, he's grown out of it now. He's like started streaming and stuff. But he's like, I'm socially awkward. I don't know how to deal with it. And I'm like, that's not an excuse, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's part of the game.
Well, not only that, but like, I get like wanting matchmaking for shit.
Yeah.
Right. And like, because like Final Fantasy raids have matchmaking.
Right.
Okay, Final Fantasy raids can have matchmaking. Destiny raids can have matchmaking. No.
Absolutely not.
No.
I'm for matchmaking in raid if that's for you, as long as they make it a separate option.
Oh no! It definitely needs to be a separate option.
Yeah,
And
something you toggle.
generally in like Final Fantasy, so like the matchmaking for Final Fantasy raids, it tends to be easier than the like bring your group together type, raid. Like lower level and stuff like that.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Mm.
Honestly, like getting an LFG group together to do a raid, it is what it is. Like
It's the most hit and miss. No.
it really is the most hit or miss thing. But like so my husband's having that problem right now where he wants to get 2020 moments, but he hasn't finished all of his raids yet. And I keep being like, okay, well, we can drop into an LFG. That's no big deal. And he's like, no, I don't want to. I hate LFGs. And I'm just like, I make friends on LFGs playing all kinds of stuff. Like,
Oh
come on,
no,
let's
my
just
buddy
do this.
Vintage, I've known him since Destiny 1 Year 1 trials. I picked him up off the fucking Bungie forums. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Now
you
he's like
great friends.
yeah, he's such a
Like,
great guy. Yeah.
Well, Syed, as someone
Yes.
outside looking in, how would you feel about like a boss mechanic where you're trying to kill the boss as a team,
And then he stomps your ass
yeah.
5 miles away.
Well, not
what
that.
the fuck is with
Well,
that?
okay, well not like that.
Hell?
But every 40% of damage, it stops the boss fight, and then you have to kill envoys again, so you can start killing the boss again. How would you feel about that?
I mean, if they're gonna have that type of concept, I think they should have it where the boss himself is either damaged or like is at a lower level every time you would like attack him and then his convoy come in.
Well, basically,
Well,
how it would work. Do you want to explain to him better,
engage.
Joker?
So when you go in, in Gambit, when you bank all your motes and you summon what they call the primeval, it's the big boss. Okay, the big boss, you cannot. He has like an invincibility shield, and you cannot attack the boss until you kill the envoys. So you got to go and like find these. Generally, they're witches. I think they're always witches, and they spawn and they're like on different parts of the map. Like maybe if you have this huge map, one's on the north side, one's on the west side, and so you like
That's
break
stupid.
up. Yeah,
That's like you
already
gotta go
stupid.
so far to fight them and then come back and be like, all right, we're ready to fight you now.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
what?
Destiny, you do move pretty quick, so
Okay.
But I agree
so
with you.
much
It is
faster
stupid.
than Call.
Yeah, so it is so much. Did you play any like say Halo 5?
Yes, I have.
Okay, you know how quick Halo 5 can be with movement?
Yes. Okay, so it's like
Destiny's
that's a movement.
faster.
Oh, faster
Yeah.
than that. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So like you're getting around maps actually pretty quickly. In fact, one of the problems with Destiny is like a lot of people like to say that like movement is it skill based, and I'm like, bitch, please, you can jump anywhere you want. So like you can get around these maps pretty quickly. So you got an envoy that spawns in the north, you got an envoy that spawns in the west, and then so you go and kill them, and then the invincibility shield drops. Okay, and so you can start doing damage. Now each time you do these envoy phases, it actually increases the buff to your damage. So say you like kill your first 2 envoys, and I don't know what the buff is, but like I'm gonna say 10% right now. So maybe it's a 10%. And then the second time you kill both envoys and drop the shields, it's a 20%. So like you were saying, like, oh well, if the boss got weaker, well, that's basically what already happens. So you got to hunt out these envoys, and then every time you like kill them, it gives you more damage against the boss. However, the catch-up mechanic is that now the team that's losing will get more for their envoys than what the team that is winning is. So it allows them to basically, even though they're like sandbagging it, say like they bank their motes like 3 minutes later, but maybe, just maybe, for whatever reason, they have a couple of successful invasions. Now, what invasions do in Gambit is like when you invade to somebody else's like play space, because you have your separate realms basically,
Mhm.
And when you invade somebody's realm, you can go and you can kill them. And when you kill the players, it adds health back to the boss.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So this is already a catch-up mechanic, in my opinion.
Mhm.
If you're good at PvP and you're good at going in and slaying, or you're just good at abusing really easy to use weapons, like Truth or
Queensbreaker when it was still good.
Xenophage.
Good times. Oh,
Xenophage
jeez.
is
Thousand Voices.
pretty broken. Thousand Voices, I never got mad about dying to Thousand Voices. I was like, yep, that was on me.
It
Or
just scares
Sleeper.
me every
Sleeper,
time.
you see the
Oh
light and you're
man.
like, ah, yes.
Yeah.
Ah, this is the way the world ends.
Whereas
Um,
Queensbreaker is just okay, I'm dead.
it was like, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. And there's so much aim assist on that gun.
Mhm. I
Anyways,
think you're right.
so the catch-up mechanic should be if I walk into the other team's room and
Mhm.
punch the shit out of them, I have a chance of going back to my realm and my team catching up because their boss got the health back. That's what
Yeah.
it should be. However, with this new envoy mechanic, it's like, well, the other team that's losing, their envoys are actually worth more when they kill them.
Mhm.
Is at least that's my interpretation.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like it's a catch-22 because when you've got your primeval, the other team can invade you more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So it's almost like, yes, come kill me. Let me get this Slayer stack and then just destroy our primeval
Mhm.
almost. Like,
Well, I think the other team, like being able to, because I think what is it like right now? Every 10 seconds or something like that, 20 seconds. Whenever you spawn your primeval and the other team doesn't have theirs, I
mhm,
think that is a perfect catch-up mechanic. You don't need to like increase the amount of primeval like damage that they can do or whatever because they're losing. No, their whole like strategy at that point, like losing, should be I invade, I get kills, and I prevent them from. Now, if they want to increase the invasion rate for the losing team, I'd be
that
okay
would be
with that
different.
because they have to physically come in and do something. They're just not granted something because they're losing.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm really thinking of it. I'm like, if they're really just granting it out to the losing team, it's like a little beneficial to be losing in a way. It's more of like a small little advantage in that way. But like if you got to really earn it, it kind of makes it a good challenge to actually do as well as you can. Or towards if you are doing as weak, you know there's a second option to get back there.
No, that's
Mhm.
kind of a strategy in Gambit to kind of like lose a little bit and then
Exactly.
like come in with like OP like Truth and like Sleeper back in the day and just like blast the enemy team, like keep them on spawn because you can constantly keep invading and then just blade barrage your primeval to death.
Mhm. Yeah.
I
that's
Gambit is
mm,
just I playing the Planet Gambit Perfected as we all joke
mhm.
um has actually like made me realize I would rather just like a straight up horde mode
Mhm.
instead
Mhm.
of like what Gambit is. Like just give me a good old fashioned Halo ODST, Halo Reach, Horde mode where like there's a bunch of different options and I can like select the options, or there's like a bunch of different matchmaking challenges and I can do those matchmaking challenges or bounties and like let me just go kill wave after wave of AI and like see how well and like reward me with more tokens or something for like the better I do and allow me to take that to a vendor, you know. Like we bitch about reskins and stuff, but like what hasn't been reskinned? The fallen aesthetic from Prison of Elders. That was a
Mhm.
really
Mm.
cool aesthetic.
Oh yeah.
Like the armor has been reskinned, right? But like the weapons, that was done once and never done again. Maybe it
Mhm.
was done twice. I don't know. But
I love that idea, the horde idea.
yeah,
Mhm.
dude.
It kind of makes me feel of zombies and Black Ops.
Yeah, zombies or like Gears of War, like every successive wave, you get like more tokens. So like say you do 50 waves, you get 50 tokens. Oh, gasp, shock,
Well, and you
horror.
could do the enemies you get more enemies. They get harder. All this stuff keeps happening to like
Exactly.
Mhm.
Well, like you said about
And then, like,
zombies and
there's
Black
lore,
Ops, it's been confirmed that they are going to be in the Cold War.
right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
I can't wait for that to come out. That's going to be interesting to see, especially with like the Warzone aspect with the battle royale.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
Like
then,
I'm like this. No, go
here's
ahead.
if you play if you've ever played Gears of War Horde mode, every 5 waves or something like that, it's either like 5 or 10, there's
Yeah.
a boss wave.
Mhm.
And you have this huge like so
Oh,
say
Lord.
like they bring a strike boss out every 5 waves and you have all their minions and shit and you got to like basically do a strike boss encounter every 5 to 10 waves. Dude, yes.
It's a good challenge. It's definitely
That would
something
be
you can keep
awesome.
going. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think people would like, especially if you can make it infinite and then throw some leaderboards behind that.
Mhm.
Dude, people grind the shit out of that.
Glad would go insane.
That wouldn't be Gambit Prime though.
No, that would be Gambit perfected.
Gambit perfected.
I
Be
Yeah.
love
right back.
that though.
Dude, wouldn't it?
Gambit. Hmm? Oh yeah. Um, Gambit irritates me because it's PvE, PvP.
Mm.
It's PvE, VP.
Just to
And
add to that note, I actually do have to dip. I have a few things to do before I knock out like 11 over here.
All good, brother.
Mhm.
All right, it was
But
definitely great meeting you guys.
Appreciate
it's
you,
nice
man.
to meet you too.
And Joker left, so I'll add him on like YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll subscribe to him. All
Yeah. No
right,
problem.
have a
But
good one, you guys.
See you,
we're
buddy.
at the end of the TWAB anyways, so
Yeah.
Wait, where do you post these anyways? Like to
Oh,
watch these?
the YouTube channel, the Destiny Corner podcast, but it also gets posted to Spotify and Anchor.
Bet, say less. I'll definitely have some people look at it.
Yeah, no problem, brother. Thank you.
All right, brothers, take it easy.
See you, buddy.
Peace.
bye.
So besides that, but yeah, continue your point, Emma. I'm listening.
Um, I I don't know. I think the PvE VP aspect was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little annoying.
Yeah.
Um, but you're not actually playing. You're playing another team, but you're racing to kill enemies. Um, sure, like that's cool if that's what you like to do. Maybe they should just add horde mode. It would be a different thing that maybe Gambit could or what's his face could be in control of. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would play that all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. And I think that Gambit, at the very least, Gambit was like a cool idea that just never really panned out.
Yeah.
It was never fully realized.
It
And
got boring.
yeah,
And he's
definitely
gone.
got boring. Oh no, he had to go. Um, but Gambit just, was a great idea that never worked out correctly, unfortunately, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. But
Gambit is one of those games that didn't work out because we have guns like
yeah,
Sleeper, Xenophage, Truth.
yeah, and I think
It's
you're
one of
right.
those modes that's more infuriating to play sometimes than it is. Like, Gambit would be really great without PvP,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm,
my opinion.
Yep.
mm-hmm.
Just turn it into horde mode. Let us have some fun. Give some strike bosses, like you said.
Yeah.
Did you play Halo ODST?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So Halo
I played
ODST
Halo
had
2.
Firefight. And Firefight had different skulls, what they called skulls that would turn on. And hold on, let me look up the list. I don't remember. But what I'm going to say is there was a challenge for what was called recon armor. And this was back in Halo 3 where you like only had like a handful of armor. And recon armor, ooh, boy, that was like specific Bungie armor. They only gave it out to like maybe 3 people in the entire like time of Halo 3 under Bungie before ODST.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they had this like Vidmaster challenge. And one of the Vidmaster challenges was like beat Firefight with like on this certain level with like all these skulls on.
Goodness.
Let me find these skulls. They did like some cool stuff. It was like fucking not firefighter skulls, firefight skulls. ODST. Come on.
I could just Google it.
That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, there we go. Firefight skulls, ODST. Anyway, so you had like iron, which would like give the enemies more HP. You had black eye, which like took off your radar or something like that. So you like lose your radar, the enemies would get more HP. The enemies would get like tough luck or something. They throw more grenades, shit like that. So like there was a bunch of these like conditions, and like you'd get multiple skulls activated at the same time, and then like at the end of it you'd have like all the skulls activated, and you're like trying to like fight with these like insurmountable odds. And then the other cool thing was like, because it was lives based, you shared a pool of lives with your teammates, and ammo was limited.
Oh, cool.
It was so hardcore. Like that's what I want from a horde mode, you know? Or like, yeah, even like Gears of War, right? Where you have like the just wave after, like you got the 50 waves, and I kind of like the newer one. Gears of War 4, I think 5 may have done it. I haven't played 5 much. I like started the campaign and I was like, I don't like this. What's this open world shit in my Gears of War game? Not every game needs to be open world.
Please stop it. I can't.
And that's I'm worried about that with Halo after playing Gears of War. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm
But
so
yeah,
upset
in
that
like
every
Gears of
game
War
is open world.
4, you would have like this base, and then you had like specific classes, and it was like a class-based horde mode, and like one could like spawn in Hammer of Dawns, like and there's these like satellites that like literally shot down Skyfire, like sky lasers. It was so fucking cool. And I'm like, dude, did you just do that with Destiny, man? Like, imagine if you could like build up points and then go to a thing and be like, Rasputin, call in war sats to like bombard these enemies. Where I like put this target designator. Like you could like pull this target designator out of a thing, and you're like, Rasputin, put a war sat here, and it's like on top of like Fogoth. Dude,
Yeah.
that would be so
Awesome.
fucking cool. Or
It would also be super cool if like they got to call in like those like planes that we have in the Red War.
Yeah.
They come in and they start shooting at you. Like
oh
then you have to kill
yeah,
that. Like
the tower pelican things.
yes. I think that would
Or
be so cool.
let's go back to the Battle of Twilight Gap, because Twilight Gap's in the game. Okay, you go through it like briefly when you leave the city. And so like we have it there. Why not have like a tower defense where you build a wall, right? And you have to maintain these sentry turrets and these different towers, and you have like wave after wave after wave of fallen coming at you, and you can
Cool.
kill fallen for like points, like money or ether or cash or glimmer or whatever, and you spend this glimmer to build like turret towers, because glimmer is reprogrammable matter. You spend it to build these turret towers, and these turret towers can like help you like kill these fucking fallen, and then you go in, you pick up the glimmer that they're dropping, and it's just like this wave after wave. It goes like up to 50 waves or whatever, and you have bosses, and you have increasingly hard fallen to fight, and you have like drop ships coming. Dude, that would be so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then like you take like you get tokens for how many waves you survive, and you take it to like a vendor, and then you can like buy stuff from the vendor. And like maybe they have an exotic that you have to like do a quest for, or there's so many things that they could do with this kind of concept. It's like maybe they have an exotic and you have to like do 50 waves to like unlock the ability to get this exotic. And then like, or maybe not 50 waves, because maybe not everybody's going to be it, but like something respectable, like 30 or 40. And then like you go in and you take this currency and you do this, and it's like, okay, well now you have to like during this thing, because I mean Destiny bounty quest things are fairly simplistic. It's like go kill 8 bear asses and like 500 cabal. Do this, maybe like go kill like 30 captains while you're doing this mode or something like that. And you bring it back and you get like this cipher, and this allows you to like work towards this like really cool exotic. Maybe it's Gallahorn because it's the Battle of Twilight Gap. Oh, gasp, shock, horror. We've brought back Gallahorn in kind of a cool way, And this
And
is
if
the sorry.
you're right, if we put in leaderboards, this would be amazing.
Yeah. And then we have like this whole thing with like leaderboards and like exotic. Look at the menagerie. The menagerie on paper could have been infinitely expandable. They could have just come up with different rooms and then like changed the loot pool out every 3 months. And people would still play it to this fucking day. I guarantee it. I still play Menagerie.
I like a Menagerie, and I'm really disappointed by the fact that like it's just never gonna be like properly like updated for a while at least, and that sucks because it's
Menagerie's
really
gone, dude. It's about.
You think it's pretty much gone? You think it's
No,
never coming back?
leaving. It's
No,
on
I'm like
the-
no. But
Oh.
remember when we said that like a lot of these things are going to be gone so that they can update them and make them different or better?
Well, that's what Astrocross said was
things will happen.
And I want to be very specific because I was told that I was calling Astrocross a liar, even though if you watch that video, I wasn't. Yeah. The way I want to put it is Astrocross heard during a spitballing session with Bungie a year ago over the course of 8 hours that the original plan at that time may have been to remove one location at a time and then bring it back. Kind of like streamlined and updated. At the same time, why the fuck would you waste the manpower on that when you're literally just going to get lambasted for bringing back old shit that you took out of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's definitely
That's what I mean. The Destiny content vault has like shifted from that even because it's no longer we're gonna like take shit out of the game. This is why I was like, hey, you probably shouldn't have broke that NDA because it seems like plans have changed. But people shouldn't have jumped on your ass either for doing it. That's between you and Bungie. Because here's the thing: obviously plans have changed. Now it's like a Destiny content vault. It's the like most curated best parts of this. This is why we're getting Vault of Glass. We're getting Cosmodrome back. You know why? Because they've already built half of it in Destiny 2. Like, so why not?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, Emma, what are your thoughts?
It would be weird to bring back because the menagerie is on the Leviathan, correct? And then they'd have to you can't bring back the Leviathan but only bring back the menagerie. They'd have to bring back all of the raids.
Yeah, what's gonna happen? Because we only have one like target practice range basically in Destiny. That's gone now. Our like air quote player housing.
Yeah,
that's gone.
Yeah. They need to give us one. I mean, they took away. I know a lot of people were doing the green room in the Whisper to sit and farm, and I don't know what's gonna happen anymore.
I cannot fathom for the life of me why they've taken away the Whisper mission. I mean, I know IO's going away. Fine, fuck it, whatever. But the Whisper mission and then the Outbreak mission. Those are two of the best pieces of content in Destiny 2. Hands better than the raids, better than the story modes, better than those are the two best pieces of content in Destiny 2.
Yeah.
And they're just gone.
Yeah.
Dude, remember when you actually walked into the green room for the first time and it was just this hollowed out, oh god, and it was just visted up and you had to like figure out the jump puzzle through the wall, and then like when you went down to the bottom, oh, it's so fucking good.
I was freaking out when I dropped down there for the first time. Like, oh my god. I spent 3 hours learning that jump puzzle. 3 hours.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
And then you got just everything about the Whisper mission is so well done. How
It's amazing. And they don't even they just need to say that it could be accessed from any taken boss. And then
Yeah.
just put that boss on another taken planet that we already have or that we're keeping and move along with your lives.
well, it's basically its own like sphere. Just cut that piece. But this
Well,
is the way that Destiny content's made. It's so if you like the Kvostov map or whatever, Vostok. If you played the one mission where you did the exotic quest where you like went around and like collected the war mine samples or whatever for the Fellwinter's Light quest, people actually found out that you can get past the dead zone on the map, and like past that map is the entirety of Fellwinter's Peak from Destiny 1.
Yeah.
what?
Like you can literally go down to where you spawn in on Destiny 1 and come up the hill.
Whoa.
The
For some
whole
reason.
thing's in the game.
For no reason.
Talk about wasted space.
Yeah.
And
Or Joker, you see on
huge.
Joker, do you remember, Joker, if you go to the city and you just sit down on the edge of the tower and you look out at the city, a lot of that fucking texture is like
I
legit
saw somebody
texture.
what was it, not Ginzor, another person. I was talking to him. I can't remember his name, but I like literally tweeted about this. I was like, they showed this thing and it was like the Traveler. Okay,
Yeah.
and it was the model of the Traveler, and then it showed like the Traveler over the city.
Yeah.
And the city was modeled like hundreds of miles of city was modeled.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Why?
wait, why isn't this just a matte painting?
Yeah. It's just like Halo 3.
Say like
Remember
Halo 3, if you played
3?
Halo 3, the
Yeah.
skybox was just a painting.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
Joker, you
it was
remember
like
Halo
a
3
Photoshop
with
painting
the
that
crater.
had some animation to it.
Remember the crater? The fucking crater on the beginning Earth missions, Joker?
Well, or like if you remember Cortana, the mission Cortana, where like you had the like stuff in the background, it was like smoking and shit. That was all just like a Photoshop painting.
Yeah.
And
it looked great.
That's all we need. We don't need it to actually be 3D. We don't. Or what was it? There's another map that you get. I think it's like Wormhaven, maybe, or it's an IO map, and you get out of it, and like you can like glitch below it, and there's this whole fucking like sprawling city, like half-ass rendered in the game. Like there's statues and shit, and they're like, I mean, they're blank. They don't have textures to them. But like, why is this in the game?
Yeah.
It's
Why?
just taking up space on your Xbox.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And we're talking about like we have to remove content. Well, yeah, you have to remove content because you have so much random dev junk in there that it's not even funny.
Yeah. You're completely right. I mean, it
always right.
And this is the shit that pisses me in
Jarp, dude. Joker is always right foundation. I didn't come up with that, by the way.
I know you didn't pick that up, yeah. But I mean, this is the shit that pisses me and Emma off, because it's like we've already said multiple times on previous episodes, and we will continue to die on this crusade. Why do we give a fuck about this city if we cannot go into the city? If we can't
that was
meet
something
the people?
Anthem did really well. Again, praise Anthem. No. I got really invested. There was this one vendor, and you like helped them create their bakery. Like her and her wife wanted to create this bakery, and her girlfriend or whatever, and like I got really invested in this. I was like, no, man, I'm gonna like go out and like earn whatever I need to. And there was no you didn't have to do it. There's no reward. There's literally no reward for doing it. You just got like some story beats. And I was like, yeah, but it's not like that expensive, and it's not like that out of my way to do it. Yeah. But I like care about this story beat. I care about the people in this area. And Destiny doesn't have that.
Yeah, and you're right, because it just pisses me and like Emma and I off, and even Jack and I were talking about it last night, because I was sitting in the tower last night before bed, and I was just sitting down while Jack was like looking for something from a vendor, and I'm trying to take a screenshot of the city, And then I'm just like, I stopped for a second. I just looked at all the buildings and the ships in the background. I was just like, those are
It's
like
so
really,
artificial.
really rendered. And I'm like, why the fuck is that rendered if I can't go down there? I'm like,
Well, no,
don't tease me
even the
with that.
tower, even the tower. You go to the commerce area
Yeah.
where like Ikora is, and you got the ramen shop. You can't
Yeah.
walk up there and like. And
Order
I know it'd
ramen.
be stupid, right? Like it's like one of those nobody would use it past like the first couple of times. But like imagine if you'd walk up, press X, sit down, and have a bowl of ramen. Like
Yeah.
yes, you would do that once or twice, and never do it again.
Yeah.
But it would bring life to the city. Or like you have all these like different vendors, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if there was a random vendor who's like sitting there wearing their like little hoodie and they have their little fucking silver pots sitting on the thing, and like you walk up to them and you could trade materials
Side
with them,
quest.
Mm-hmm.
or like get random quests for them. You
Give
know,
me
like
a
Mhm.
side
the
quest.
bread, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I want to deal with the inhabitants of the city that I'm allegedly protecting.
Yep.
You know, this whole game is about being the light, you know, being the traveler's chosen, you know, defending humanity.
Yeah.
And yet, at every turn, the game has a chance to like invite us in and like have us interact with humanity within the game. It reminds you, it goes, this is a fucking game.
Yeah. It takes all your immersion out. And like, you know, give me one of those stupid Skyrim quests where it's like the guy comes up to you and he goes, I know you're busy, but if you could ever find time to find my family sword or something. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's stupid as those were. It made me invested in like, yeah, I will get your family sword. I will go and look for that for you. I will find it. Like
And
return my
or what
family's
was it?
gun or
There's this
something.
like one journal. It's like red herring or whatever. And it's like you get the journal, and then it like creates this huge quest after it, and it's like, dude, Skyrim. Okay, I have a lot of problems with games just in general.
Yeah.
No, Skyrim wasn't Oblivion, and that's my problem with it.
Oh my god, you and
Um,
my brother would be best friends.
but no, I'm not okay. Like I love Sky. I put like 400 hours into
Oblivion
it
was better.
originally. You know, and then I fucking have the edition that you can mod, and I have like a ton of mods on it. Probably spent, I'm not even joking, like 20 hours total modding my character
Yeah, but you're right, though.
and character customization. I'm that guy.
Oh,
I'm
hell
that
yeah.
person that
Mhm.
like goes in and does it. So
Yep.
my Skyrim chick is hot. Um, and I'm not even like in like the slutty mods kind of way. No,
Yeah.
I'm like in the like the face has been sculpted perfectly, and I like spent a lot of time doing. I love character creators. Um, if I go into any game, that's like the thing that's gonna like. If it's not a simple character creator like Destiny or something, I'm gonna like spend fucking hours in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But oh god, Skyrim's just a great game to go back to and just like I want to. It's like a great I want to fuck around game. Like there, you know the douchebag orc at the College of Winterhold.
Yeah.
Okay,
Urag, Roshrag.
so I have the mod room, right? The cheat room where you can
Yeah.
get like infinite books.
Of course.
And so he's like all like dickish about all his books and shit. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you got to return, blah blah blah. So what I did, I literally, this is just, and this goes back to like creating your own quests in a game. Okay, having a sandbox. And Destiny is the type of game that could do it if it wanted to, but they just haven't put the resources into it. I literally was like, fuck this guy. He's a douchebag. I'm gonna steal all of his books because I'm like a thief, and I play very specific. I'm not the guy who plays like all the guilds and shit. I'm like, no, I'm gonna play a very specific thief assassin kind of way, and that's all I'm gonna do.
Mhm.
And so I'm gonna steal all this dude's books and replace them with the lusty Argonian maid. So I literally like counted how many books were in each bookshelf, and like replace them with modded copy because you could get the like I said the cheat room that like allowed you to like duplicate items.
Yeah.
And I like just put lusty Argonian maid in all of them, and I was like, yes, you don't know what I've done to you as a video game character, but I have done it.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, the Lusty Argonian maid is basically a porno from Skyrim. And it's hilarious.
Um, if Bungie ever thought that people wouldn't enjoy doing random like side quests for no reason other than like, hey, there's this person that I want to help.
Yeah.
They should play Skyrim, A, and B, um that one lady who you can like take a wife and like have a kid and like just like set up a house like
Yeah.
randomly, but it takes like hours to set up that house. Like
I
there's no reason
know.
to ever do that other than to do it.
Hmm.
And then there's like 5 houses you can buy in Hearthfire, and it's
Yeah.
like, yes, well, hold on, let me get the house by the stream so I can like set up very specific things with
Right
the
there.
fishing the fucking fish, and then like the alchemy lab, and oh god, dude,
Oh, hell
There's so
yeah.
much stuff.
I
And
love it.
people are still playing that game like
Oh yeah, I was
thousands of
playing it like
hours
last
into
night.
that
I'm not
game.
even joking.
Yeah.
Like of course we would love it.
Well, it's, it reminds me of I don't play Warframe, but my brother does. But even Warframe, you can set up your social space in your ship. Like you can have your little social thing going on, customize it,
Yeah.
and all that. And it's just like Destiny's just really like we've talked about this on previous episodes, MNI and all that. Like there's no separate social hub for hunters and titans and warlocks to like hang out with
Remember
their own
Destiny 1?
classes.
Destiny 1
Yeah,
had the hunter bar.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah,
I mean, that's not necessarily the same thing as what you're talking about, but at
yeah.
least it
It was
existed in the
something.
world.
No one ever
Yeah,
hung out in there, but
yeah. And the amount
Well,
of
then they put the like the jukebox in it and had that one song. It's like something light of something day, and I don't know this fucking song.
yeah, but
yeah,
I
I
mean, you're
remember
Somebody
right.
that.
thought that Paul McCarthy thought that song was the shit, and
It's a great meme though.
It
But
wasn't.
it's frustrating because like there's just such a lack of like feeling like you're in this. Like, there's no fly into the city and go hang out at the hunter den if you're a hunter or the warlock den. And how in the lore they're all described as like very like they sound like, oh, that is where the warlocks would hang out. Oh, that is where the titans would hang
dude,
out. Oh, the
imagine if you
hunters, that
go
is
to
where
the
they hang
Hunter
out.
Den. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
This is like some Red Dead Redemption shit.
Yeah.
Imagine you go to the Hunter Den and play like chess or blackjack,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, because
Oh,
they had
with
that
other
table that
players.
had like the cards on it, and
Yeah.
like the maps and shit. Like, imagine if you like press X to sit down, and then like there's other people there, and you could just like literally just play cards in the game.
Yeah. Kind of
Yeah.
like what the,
Like,
the drifter was doing against that dredgen
yeah.
until he pulled a thorn on him. But
Dude,
yeah,
wouldn't that be cool to like figure out what kind of fucking Uno shit that shit was?
exactly. And that's what disappoints me because like these social spaces aren't in the game, and that would make you feel more in tune with your class. It would make you feel like you're more in tune with the world.
Here's the
But
thing.
also, yeah, go ahead.
All of this is what actual MMOs do.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Look at the golden
Exactly.
saucer in Final Fantasy XIV.
Yep.
Oh, there's a bunch of mini games that you can go play arbitrarily for no fucking reason and still get like really cool cosmetic gear. And that's like, it's literally the simplest fucking content you can make. It's like,
Yeah.
do you want to play roulette? Well, here's roulette. Do you want to play poker? Here's poker. Do you want to play triple triad, which is one of the Final Fantasy mini games? Here's triple triad.
Yeah.
And we've literally reskinned all these games to be in our universe, and then we've literally all you're like earning all this money and shit, and it goes to cosmetic only items.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it'd be dope. It'd be really freaking dope. But it's just very important to me to feel like I'm in the world, to feel like, like to really give a shit, and like I just I get really disappointed because, Luke Smith and all these guys always talk about, being one with the world and like really caring, and we want you to care. But it's like I just don't, because like why do I care about the people? I don't meet them. I don't ever get a chance to go into the city and meet the people I'm helping. We never got a
Right?
chance during the Red War to save civilians. We never got a chance to save
Right.
some Guardians. Like, we read those lore stories of the Guardians who sacrificed themselves at the outset of the Red War. We never get to see that in like a cutscene. We never got to actually see that in the game. Like,
No, I have like a
to really care.
headcanon Like literally, like this would be like a really cool story of like, say you have this guardian, and they're like, oh, the light has failed me, and then they like see all these other guardians dead, and then there's like a thorn on the ground, and they turn to darkness.
Right.
Wouldn't that be fucking cool?
Yeah. But you remember, Joker, because you're kind of a lore junk. You remember the story from one of the Red War stories where the guardian, there's the weather guy, and the storm knocks out the weather tower, and so the guys like the humans like, all right, I gotta go check it out and fix it, and the guardian's like, no, I'll do it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And then he goes out and he fixes it, but then he gets killed by the Cabal, and it's like, that would have, you know, when the Red War starts and like the tower gets blown up, that would have been great. Like those little cutscenes, and they would have been like maybe 30 seconds.
Guardians.
Yes.
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 I mean, you have the story of Aphrodite, and she's like perched in her sniper tower for like, you know, a weekend. The 5 hours that it took us to complete that campaign.
Yeah.
Hashtag don't at me.
Yeah.
And
oh please, did
like,
it even
yeah,
take 5 hours?
Huh?
You could sink through that so fast.
Yeah, I said, oh please, did that even take 5 hours?
I was, you know, I got distracted with side quests.
Somebody did the
adventures.
campaign
I
in a
did the
couple
adventures
hours.
that
He
came up.
skipped all the fights except for the boss fights. He ran through everything and got it done in like 3 hours or something.
Dude, I was
I think I
mad.
did Forsaken in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
What a joke. What a joke. What a joke. What a joke. MMOs actually have better storylines than this game.
I was so upset when I got the Traveler's Chosen quest. It took me 2.5 hours.
Yeah, same. I got it done in like not even an afternoon. I just sat there. Just did it.
I'm supposed to review the Traveler's Chosen quest. However, I don't have the original character that I
saw this.
all
I saw
the
this tweet.
destination shit on. So I can't do
Oh.
heroic stuff without a friend.
I'll help you get it, Joker. I'll help you do it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny. I was like,
I saw that tweet and I laughed
Bungie,
help me out.
did you think about this?
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be people who didn't do this shit.
They didn't want
like
to.
Deleted characters or like that.
Or if you are new light, what if
If you're new light, you're fucked.
That's so rude.
Nobody thought about that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you don't have to complete all the new light stuff because both my guardians are like not new light, or they're new light. They're not like they didn't complete all the stuff, and I was like, I literally just wanted to change my hair because there's no way to change your fucking. That's
it's
another
so
tangent.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh my god, have you seen the Destiny 2 concept stuff?
Yeah.
For the customization. One, the female Awokens were way hotter than they look now. I don't know what they did between Destiny 1, because it's the same character creator, but there's something with the lighting and the textures that, like, the female character creator just looks bad.
Let me see if I can find it somewhere on the internet. Trying to find it.
And my Awoken coming from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, she was blue in Destiny 1, and then she was like some like sickly plague green.
Ew.
Vomit, like, I'm sick, I just ate really bad sushi. I was like, oh, I have to create a new character, man. Or wear my helmet.
Dude, I'm so salty. I am so salty at Destiny for not allowing me to be able to customize my character anymore.
And beards.
Oh my god, yeah.
Why don't we have beards? Sorry,
Especially
that's
for someone like me.
I just want to
big ass
recreate my
beard.
Titan.
Yeah.
But I don't want to delete him because I don't want to delete all those freaking new light quests that you have to do.
Yeah, no.
I just want to remake my Titan as an EXO, and I fucking can't, and it drives me insane.
Why can't you?
Because I'd have to delete my Titan, and I'd have to read all that shit all over again.
Well, I mean, just drop the stuff that you're keeping into the vault and do it right now.
Because they're deleting. They said they're like New Light. No, I know this is another tangent. I keep going off on them. New Light categorically failed new players.
Yes.
And so like if you go and like go actually back and play Shadowkeep, what the fuck is with Shadowkeep, by the way? Why the fuck do we have New Light, which is supposed to be this introduction to new players, and then we have Shadowkeep, which could also basically serve as an introduction to new players. Here, go do public events. Like literally, half the fucking Shadowkeep quest is like, go do public events, go do lost sectors, go do all the stuff that you're expected to do. Like you need to like learn on planets.
Yeah.
Why? And if fucking Beyond Light is like, and I have a feeling a lot of Beyond Light is going to be like that.
Yeah.
Go establish patrol beacons.
Oh my
Go
god, no.
do lost sectors. Go do these basically bounty quests.
The only time establishing beacons was cool is when we did on the Dreadnought.
Yep.
When
Cade had us
it was
do
a
it, so we could.
beachfront. The Dreadnought just came into our system, man. You had to do it for the first time.
Yeah, and then he never had to do it again. It was the one time.
And you're like literally in the middle of a war between the Fallen, the Taken, and the Cabal.
Yep, and you're just running around, trying not to die.
The Hive, yeah.
The Hive, the Vex, the
Hive and the Cabal and the Taken were.
The Vex of the Dreadnought?
No.
No.
It was the Hive and the Taken fighting the Cabal because they crashed their ship through the Dreadnought.
Don't mind.
I still think that's one of the best story elements we've ever seen.
Really cute Mew cup.
That's cute. But I'm saying that's like one of the best story beats I've ever seen in Destiny was the Cabal were like, fuck it. And they just drove their ship into the Dreadnoughts.
They YOLO'd the shit out of that.
And it almost worked. It
did almost work for them.
Yeah, and I like the fact I like the fact that they were like, we're gonna like learn about the like fuck Oryx. We don't give a shit about Oryx. We know about Oryx. We know all the shit he's done. Whatever. Fuck that bitch. We're more scared about the light than we are Oryx.
Yeah.
That's what that was. That was the lore reason behind that. They were like wanted to go in and find out information about how to kill Guardians. They were more scared about Guardians than they were Oryx. Like, you gotta, like, when you put it in perspective like that, damn.
Yeah.
Because there's like one thing, it's like, yeah, we gotta attack the Dreadnought and like see if they have information about the light because we don't know anything about the light, which gets really stupid when you go into Destiny 2 and Gull's like, I have been studying the light for centuries and following the worlds that it has touched. You're like, okay, so you're here because the distress call from the Dreadnought, right? Like, no, I've been following the light for generations. Oh, so nothing that happened in Taken King is relevant here?
Nope.
Yeah.
And then the speaker's like, I said I speak for the traveler. I never said it spoke to me. And then out of the stupidest fucking retcons of all retcons, because I thought that was cool. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, what? No, I thought that was fucking brilliant. I was like, oh, dude, he's like the Pope. He's a con man. It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean to offend anybody who's religious. It's just like, he's Space Pope, right? He's like Space Pope con man, dude.
That's
like,
what he was known as.
That's what the point of it was. Now, whether you agree with that or not, I don't care. That was the narrative fucking principle behind the character.
That is what he did in his little tower
Bungie,
in day one.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was what Bungie was conveying. I'm basically trying to backpedal on like offending religious people at this point.
It's all good. That's what he was known as.
I'm Catholic, so Space Pope's really funny to me, but that's just me.
No. I had this joke. I was reviewing the Osiris, the Fall of Osiris comics, and like fucking the speaker was like, "How dare Osiris have these heretical views?" And I was like, well, oh shit, what the fuck, dude? I thought you were like grandpa. What the fuck's going on, dude? And then he's like, I am the consensus. And I'm like, oh shit, fuck, okay. There's some Palpatine shit going on right here. No, like literally the speaker is like Palpatine. And so in the season of the Worthy, they're like, oh yeah, but no, the speaker's mask was crafted specifically so the speaker could speak to the And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on.
That
I
doesn't make
thought
any sense.
the whole
It's
point
fucking
was he
stupid as
couldn't
shit.
speak to the what?
Yeah.
They basically retconned the ability of the speaker to speak to the traveler. So like, apparently he could listen to the traveler the whole time.
No.
Mhm.
That
I
adds
think
nothing to the game and only makes it stupid.
I think that here I go. I think that the long con is that he spoke to the traveler. That's what he told everyone. And then when he comes out in that cutscene and he's like, I never said it spoke back. I think I mean, that's faith. Um, and but this is what they believe. Like, we crafted the mask so that he can speak to the traveler. Like, did he tell you that? Like,
Well, that's in the way that the lore cards describe it, is that like no, he was actually having visions from the traveler after putting this mask on.
but
I fucking hate that retcon.
Yeah, no. It's a retcon. This is so the
but
way
is
that
it
I always kind of envisioned it is like with you. So you kind of have an idea of like some of the more like seedy Catholic priests in like more the Roman times.
yeah.
I always kind of viewed it as like that,
Yeah, where like
where it's like, yeah, you
yeah,
bought
well,
this, didn't ya?
yeah,
You.
like they said something and you totally bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I just get really salty about it because I just think it's like you had a good thing going story wise, and then you had to fuck it up.
I thought that was so brilliant. I'm gonna be real. I'm like it was either gonna be the traveler's evil and the speaker is evil, or the speaker wasn't actually speaking for the traveler. And I thought that was just I was like when Bungie did it, it was like, oh dude, they subverted expectations. Wow.
Mhm.
Brilliant. Great. More of this. This is awesome. And then they threw
Nope.
the only good part of the Destiny 2 campaign away.
Mhm. I got really pissy about it, and I'm still gonna be pissy about it because I
And then
just
we
think
had to
it's really
wait 3
lazy.
years for pyramid ships.
Mhm. I just think it's lazy, and it kind of just feels like
I don't know
they
about
got nervous.
lazy. Again, I
What
think
do you think motivated it?
when you're dealing with story, so and not to cut anybody off because I keep doing that. When you're dealing with storytelling, the way Bungie does storytelling, and this is I used to get really pissy about this. And I'll still criticize bad storytelling, but they are literally doing storytelling by God, what is that word? Consensus, I guess I would say. By like a group of people just going like throwing shit into a wall and seeing if it sticks. Like I will never blame Jane. Yeah, say like Jane number 155, who's like a low end
Well, yeah.
Bungie hire. You know, she like say she wrote the entire like Curse of Osiris story. I will never blame her for it. I will always blame like the lead writer or the lead like narrator director and Luke Smith,
Well,
because
yeah.
ultimately those stories cross their desk and it's up to them whether or not that story makes it in the game or not. I say always like I don't agree with that shit rolls downhill sort of thing. You never blame the underlings, the minions, especially when you like look at game development and you have a lot of people working at Bungie, at least according to Glassdoors, who are working at sub minimum like industry wage. Like literally they're contracted, they're sub industry wage, they're working at Bungie because oh my god, it's fucking Bungie. Like, and that name, like I think that's something, and I know I'm like getting onto another tangent. I think that's something a lot of people forget when we talk about like expectations for game developers and shit. This is fucking Bungie. Like they created Halo. They are a multi-billion-dollar company. Not million, billion. They made $300 million alone off of fucking microtransactions in 2019.
Yeah.
Holy
This isn't like
cow.
some small fucking indie company. They have like between. So is fight, and this is one of those things like where the numbers get weird. It's like somewhere around 500 standard employees, but up to 800 with contracted employees. But you never know how many contracted employees they have at one time. But it's between 5 to 800. And this is what we get.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14 has 2 to 300. I'm not saying. I'm just
There's something
saying.
going on.
It's also about
Maybe that's that Nihongo work ethic.
You know, I think part of it's like where's Luke Smith and these guys allocating people's work? Like where are you allocating the work towards? Where are you putting your priority in? And I think it's possible that not enough priority is being put into story content and stuff like that. And it's suffering because of that. Because I think Bungie has some really talented people for that.
Explain the problem with it is, and this is actually kind of the problem with this is the fundamental problem with Destiny.
Right.
This goes back to even the supers. So we talk about like, oh well, why is the new Hunter super like basically Blade Barrage?
Right.
Right. Why is the new Titan super basically Titan Slam? They have written themselves into a corner with the fundamental way that the game plays that like literally what else could they do? You know,
that's true.
That's what they have to do. It's not like we don't have like Mass Effect options where I can walk up to Lord Shaxx and be like, hey Lord Shaxx, let me see your inventory. Or, hey Lord Shaxx, tell me about the Battle of Twilight Gap. Or tell me about that time you banged Mara Zov. You know? And then like Shaxx is like, go fuck yourself. A gentleman never kisses and tells, you know, something like that. It'd be funny. But they have like, we are so tied down to the first person shooter. It actually goes to a Destiny lore tab. I think this is actually unintentionally brilliant. It was oh god. Let's talk while I find this.
Okay.
I still think that we should be able to go back into the city and really converse with the people. I still think the old tower had a better social design.
Yes.
Speaking on that, so now that Solstice is over, I'm so excited because the tower looks normal again and it's all opened up. Um, that social space in the city needs to be where the festivals are held. Um, I hate that the festivals clog up the tower. I hate that they get in the way.
The only good festival was in the original tower, and it was the Valentine's Day one where just everything was covered in roses and you had a couple of banners.
Yes,
That looks so good.
it was awesome. But I don't know. I can't stand the festivals the way that they are right now, right in the middle of everything. Put them back there by Ikora like the first Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't like the new tower. I just think the design of it is shit.
It's terrible.
It's
It's a
total
terrible
shit.
tower. Also, why is there a loading dock pad? So, you know, like the place where we load in by the drifter? There's one of those plates in the back by St. 14, and we do not use it. And that's so stupid because every once in a while, you know, you need to go talk to St. 14 and you have to run all the way over there through a loading screen because my Xbox is slow. And it's just weird, like just walking around the tower and just find all this weird stuff.
Yeah, sorry. I think I fixed it. I fixed it.
Yeah.
This tower has such a bizarre design, and it's a good thing we've never actually seen it from the outside, because if we saw this tower from the outside, it would look so fucking weird. Because it's got like this giant hangar on the side and this weird patio over here, and like it's so weird, and I hate it. And then we look at the old tower, which for some reason is still smoking years later.
Yeah.
Hasn't been fixed ever. And then they're like, we're gonna get rid of the outbreak mission. Cool. Does that mean that it's fixed now? Can we just go back to the old tower?
No.
This
It's
sucks.
I
course
almost
not.
guarantee you that the space that the outbreak tower was connected to was a space on another destination. Because there's a couple of these that are like it. I remember in Destiny 1, you could like glitch through like someplace on Mars and end up on Venus.
Yeah.
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 I almost guarantee it's something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this lore card, this perfectly explains Destiny.
Right.
And it's I can't believe I didn't remember the name of this. It's like literally Legends of Black Garden. And it goes, I am Pujari. These are the visions that I've had of the Black Garden. The
Oh.
traveler moved across the face of the Iron World. It opened the earth and stitched shut the sky. It made life possible. In these things, there's always symmetry. Do you understand? This is not the beginning. It is the reason. The garden grows in both directions. It grows into tomorrow and yesterday. The red flowers bloom forever. There are gardeners now. They come into the garden in vessels of bronze, and they move through the groves in rivers of thought. And this is if you've played the Garden of Salvation raid.
Mm-hmm.
The the end boss actually takes place in the stump of the Tree of Silver Wings, the original Tree of Silver Wings. If you go out to the edge of it and you look down, it's actually like you can see the bark and stuff like that as you're looking off into the Black Garden. And that's where the pyramid ship is in the garden, in the Black Garden. Anyways, so it goes, this is the vision that I've had of the shores of time when I let myself sink. I walked beneath the blossoms. The light came from ahead, and the shadows of the flowers were words. They said things, I will not write them here. At the end of the path grew the flower in the shape of a ghost. I reached out and plucked it. It cut me with a thorn, and I bled, and the blood was light. The ghost said to me, you are a dead thing made by a dead power in the shape of the dead, and all you will ever do is kill.
Mm-hmm.
You do not belong here.
I've heard that part.
And that's all we do in Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way we can interact with the world. We
Is
are a
kill.
dead thing made by a dead power, and all we do is kill.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Yeah.
That's depressing. I guess that's why me and Emma get pissed off, because we want to interact with the people, we want to interact with more of the social stuff and really feel one with the world, but all we can do is fucking blow shit up and shit, and it's just like,
No, it's like, have you guys played
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14?
I
No.
have not.
There will be quests, I'm not even joking, where you'll go and you'll like talk to a person, they'll be like, hey, just use this emote for me. And it's like, it's wholesome. It's like wholesome. They just want you to like do the dance emote.
yeah,
Or like do the sympathize with them emote. And it's like, oh,
yeah,
it like
but
really draws you into the world. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, because like if you saw somebody crying, it's like, yes, the quest goes, hey, you should probably like sympathize with them. And so it's like, yes, let me use the sympathize emote. But that's what you would do if you saw a person in pain or
Yeah.
crying. That makes sense.
Yeah. And that's just missed opportunities to me. So every time Luke Smith and all them say, we want to make this an MMO, we want to make this, I roll my eyes so hard, because I'm like, there is so much work you have to do if you want to make this an
Halo
MMO.
with extra steps.
Yeah. So it's just disappointing. I guess it's just like, it sucks because it's just missed opportunities. And like they have these good ideas or these things in the game that could be utilized for that. Like me and Emma will constantly say, probably every episode, that plaza section was a great idea and they never utilized it correctly.
They never even tried.
Exactly.
To be real.
Exactly.
Well, so I'm gonna get controversial here.
Go for
and
it.
I mean, like,
when are you not?
Like, literally, no. I'm getting like, I'm
He's
even
been holding
scared to
back.
get this controversial. But
That's
I
not
did
something that I'm gonna have to edit out.
lightly talk about it on Twitter. It's something that you should maybe take your best judgment when editing.
Oh God. They give me like a good transition at least, so if I have to cut it, It makes sense.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
The seasonal director of the
Mhm.
live team is obviously no longer Chris Barrett.
Yes.
Mhm.
Because he's working on Matter, right?
It's like some chick, I don't know her name, whatever. I just know that she got really pissy over Cyberpunk and their Twitter crew.
Okay, let's quickly say real quick. Joker is right. She did get in a tiff because of some weird miscommunication and shit on Twitter.
Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
they were like, they made a joke about, hey, this is Night City. And then somebody replied, oh, I can see the EA office there. And they're like, then Cyberpunk, then somebody's like, oh, are they making like FIFA 2077? And so the joke is that FIFA never changes.
Yeah.
And then so somebody asks, well, what's the like selection options in FIFA? Okay. And Cyberpunk goes, well, the only vagina is somebody who cancels Cyberpunk. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was a crude joke. It was in bad taste. Like
Yeah.
it was a bad joke.
Yeah.
But it was clearly meant to like
Be a joke that didn't land.
raspberry at the people who are like bitching about Cyberpunk, because you can be like, you can customize your sex in Cyberpunk or your sexual appearance in Cyberpunk, I guess I should say. Your gender
You can
expression.
edit your gender, you can edit your sexual organs, stuff like that.
Yeah. So like if you want to be a chick with a dick, you can be a chick with a dick. If you want to be a dude, you can do that. If you want to be anything in between, you can do that. It's Cyberpunk, and this makes sense for the game because like we're literally talking about a game where you can literally replace all your skin with chrome.
Yeah.
Why not? But Cyberpunk got a lot of crap for this because reasons.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't understand. Yeah.
You know, and so they're kind of making fun of themselves. Anyways, this like the director of seasonal content at Bungie got really pissy about this and like started talking mad shit about Cyberpunk. And I'm like, well, their Twitter is not necessarily the company, because a lot of companies source out their Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. 2, context. You know, like it's a joke. Like, do you have to like the joke? No. You could go. This is a shit joke, and they shouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
But like saying that, like, the CD Projekt Red doesn't care about their fan base. She got to that point. She's like, she literally said, CD Projekt Red doesn't care about you. And I'm like, and Bungie does?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I can't.
What the
I
hell
can't.
you want to die on?
I can't comment on this without getting super controversial.
No, I'll take the arrows and slings.
No, for me, because as a woman, like I can almost understand where she's coming from with that, like getting upset.
No, that's fair.
But this is a mountains and molehills thing where like right now women want to be feminists. We want women to strive. We want all of this good stuff for our gender, which I'm all for.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But I am not the I hate men, men should die type of
Oh
feminist.
no, yeah.
Like I am the
You just want
okay, you
equal
want
opportunity
equality,
and treated like a fucking human being.
but like to the real way. Like equality should be real. If we're looking to be equal, if as a woman I were to hit a man, I would expect him to hit me back. Like that's the kind of equality I'm looking for. Like yes, you're going to be stronger than me, but I also hit you. And but feminists these days, and this is where it gets super controversial. I feel like they are all pushing for the I hate men. Men don't
No, it's
understand.
female superiority. Is what you're.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Instead of equality.
that's so sad. Like we're looking for equality. And if you're looking for equality rather than for female superiority, you shouldn't have made that joke. You would have been like, "You're an idiot, dude," and like moved on with your life.
On the
Right.
other side, you got to remember that CD Projekt Red is from Poland, and I mean, they're a little behind the times because the fucking Nazis. They're
But
catching up.
you
Yeah.
can't expect the entire world to be on your level. Like
I just think it's not fair
so
to make a leap of logic about an entire company. You know what I mean? Like you said, somebody
Yeah.
like that who is, you know, she's pretty high up in the company. She's not high up in the company, but she's pretty high up in the company.
No, she's the
She
she's
should
the person
know.
creating the seasonal
Yeah.
content.
But
Dude.
she should know that most companies source out their social media. So it's not representing the company, but also she shouldn't, that's not responsible of her to be making a leap like that on social media when it's like, if anything, CD Projekt Red really does care about its player base because it's going to give you so many options
Yeah, look
to
at
freely
The
express
Witcher
yourself.
3 and tell me that they don't care about their player base.
Exactly.
But at the same time, here's the thing. The only other YouTuber I have ever attacked was Beard Grizzly.
Quotes.
And I'll say I'll own that. But if you watch the video, you know it was an intellectual disagreement.
There you go.
And I let bygones be bygones is my opinion of that. Like I'm not gonna attack Bife. I'm not gonna attack Malin. I'm not gonna attack. I don't give a shit what any of these people say, and I will generally come to their defense. Like Astro, I didn't know fucking Astrocross. I don't know what kind of person he is. When I saw like other YouTubers like dogpiling on him, I'm like, I'm not gonna name names, but this is what happened because that's something called professional courtesy.
Yeah.
Not only is it professional courtesy not to name names, because these are other YouTubers in the sphere, but it's professional courtesy to go, hey, I disagree with what's happening to this person.
Right.
And you can dislike something. You can say, this joke was stupid, but like making it out to be like some kind of like horrific thing. And like the company shouldn't, like you shouldn't support this company, yada, 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 yada. That just sounds like you're like looking at the fact that your game's coming out next to CD Projekt Red's and you're terrified.
Right. I think that's a fair point. What is it, Emma? What's your point?
I don't at all agree with that, the fact that she like attacked him. I'm just saying that like feminism, all that stuff, like getting upset about making a vagina joke.
Oh no,
But
I
like
agree
she
with
took
that.
it way too far, obviously. And you're right. It is probably telling of what she thinks the new content is like. Let's be real.
I think Destiny's going to struggle.
Yeah, I don't think Destiny wants to come out next to CD Projekt Red, and I think they're scared.
I think
because
they should
if
be.
you look at The Witcher 3, The Witcher 3 is fucking fantastic.
It's a good game.
I recommend anyone fucking play that game.
Hell yeah.
Blood and Wine, dude. Blood and Wine was like what,
so
$30?
Worth it.
Dude, Blood and Wine is bigger than Destiny 2 to this day. For $30.
Yeah.
I'd argue that. I'll die on that hill.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're right. And I think
you could do all the side quests
struggle.
for like the different armor and shit like that. And
yeah.
that armor mattered.
Mark my words that Beyond Light's story is going to be like the same length as like Shadowkeep. I honestly think that. I honestly think you're going to get done the story in one.
Terrified. No, I'm terrified it'll be the same story. I am terrified we're going to get Beyond Light and realize that it really was High Moon Studios and Vicarious Vision doing all the work this time. And that's the only reason Forsaken was good. And we don't actually know how long Vicarious Vision and High Moon was working with Bungie. It could have been during Destiny 1 for all we know. We actually like I said, we don't know. So they could have been working since Taken King with them. which really puts a lot of things into context.
Oh yeah.
And I'm terrified. Literally, I'm like, I don't, because I don't make bank on Destiny YouTube, but I do make some okay money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Nothing to be like ashamed of, but
Yeah.
nothing that's gonna pay your bills.
Yeah.
This is like the you can afford to like order the steak when you go to Olive Garden type thing.
Yeah.
You know, and Olive Garden's a low rent restaurant, right? You can get the extra large popcorn.
Oh.
I don't know why you would, but like you could.
Mhm.
You know, it's a couple extra dollars, which is hilarious when like the one guy earlier arguing, like he thinks I make so much money off of like talking trash about Destiny. And I'm like, no, I could probably actually make more money simping off Destiny.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. It's like, please don't suck.
Yeah.
Is where I'm
That's
at.
what we're thinking, right?
Yes.
It's like the Master Chief when the pilot is like plugging him in. If you saw that, it's like, please don't die. And I'm just like, because Beyond Light is like, a lot of people are like, oh, Shadowkeep is like, yeah. No, you know what? I'll give Bungie Shadowkeep sucking, because it did. Like, let's be real. Let's be honest. Let's be real honest. Shadowkeep
Blue
kind of sucked.
chunks.
But like Beyond Light is the like first. They've had 2 years at this point, free of Activision. Show me what you're gonna do. Show me the money. Was it worth it? Was it worth losing High Moon and Vicarious Visions? Which, mind you, everything great about the PC version of Destiny didn't come from Bungie.
No, it came from
It
them.
came from Vicarious Visions.
Well,
I don't want to
think
have
you're
wasted
right.
my money because I was almost out. I stopped playing for 2-3 months, and then Shadowkeep came out, and I was just like,
Collector's Edition.
hmm.
You want to talk about out money? I bought the physical Collector's Edition.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
No,
Joker
I
hates
do
Destiny.
I haven't even pre-ordered it yet because I can't bring myself to. I'm just kidding. I have to do it. But I just don't
Oh,
want to
it's
be out
tax
the
write-off
money.
for me, so I'm okay.
Like I can't because I want to play another game. Like I would love to play Halo or any of those other games that are coming out right next to it. And if I'm
Well,
out,
thankfully, Halo got moved to May.
oh, it got
We
moved.
don't know when in 2021.
Oh God, I
I
totally missed
If it
that.
got fall 2021, shit got fucked, yo. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. But
Especially
But
if they
with
just
Joseph
started
Staten coming
rewriting
in, I'm
it.
like, well, did it get fucked, yo, in the right way?
I
Question
guess
mark.
that's remains to be
And
seen where Staten
Joseph
takes
Staten,
it.
I wonder how much money they had to pay him, because he was working at Microsoft since he left Bungie,
Yeah,
but he was doing his own games.
yeah.
Okay, he did. I don't know what it's like. Some weird fucking when were you? Where were you? Who are you? Something like that. And then he did Recore. Okay, and so those were two of the games that he worked on. And then suddenly it's announced he's on Halo after Halo got delayed, and I'm like, oh
Something
boy.
went wrong there. That's what I think. Something went really wrong with the
He
story.
saved Halo 2.
Oh yeah,
Halo 2's Halo 2, a lot of people have rose tinted glasses for. Halo 2 is not a great campaign, it's a functional campaign.
hmm
I do have rose tinted glasses about it, but mostly for PvP.
I think we
Oh
have
well,
rose tinted glasses because Destiny's stories are so shit. Right?
No, a lot of people back in the day hated playing as the Arbiter.
I loved it.
That was like the biggest complaint. And then like you had the ending where it's like, "Sir, I'm gonna finish this fight."
And then that's
And
because
then
they ran out of time,
ends.
right?
Well, because they wanted Destiny, or they wanted Halo 2 to be Destiny. I'm not even joking. That was the plan. And they like spent basically 3 years developing that. And then Microsoft's like, so you got a game for us?
Yeah.
And then Bungie's like, oh shit, fuck.
Yeah.
Had it not been for two guys, basically they're both the heads of Saber Interactive, I think. And now, had it not been for those two guys, Destiny 2, or not Destiny 2, fuck, Halo 2 would not have a multiplayer.
Ouch.
Really?
They developed midship, and because Bungie wanted a Destiny-like game all the way back in Halo 2. They wanted this big like Battlefield, 30-something multiplayer, game on an original Xbox. And they kept trying to develop it. And these two guys, they were like, but like people liked the Halo 1 arena shooter. Why aren't we doing that?
Mm-hmm.
And so the Bungie was like, well, okay, you know what? We'll have a backup. We'll give you guys like one artist and one programmer, and all four of you come up with like the backup plan. Guess what got shipped?
Yeah.
The backup plan. There's a really cool panel. It was like the Halo 2 anniversary with Saber Interactive that talks about this. Mm-hmm. It's like everything I'm saying, I'm like literally quoting. And because I did a video, or I'm writing a video recently about this. And it's so eye-opening about how Bungie creates content by the pants of their seat, and they're still doing it.
Yeah.
By the seat of their pants. Sorry.
I mean, but that's how they roll.
Yeah, but that works when you have like 50 to 100 people. That doesn't work when you have 800 people. 5 to...
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. As you said, like a multi-billion-dollar company, and what, on the moon they brought back Strike Boss from D1? Like, what the hell?
And hold on, they brought back Gaul. Come on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Gaul. You hadn't fought Gaul before. Oh wait.
You had.
How about Crota? No, Crota. You didn't fight him outside of the raid. Mm-hmm. Gaul. How dare you imply this isn't new content?
Yeah. Just, so many thoughts. But
I think when we talk about reskin content, people don't like, because we're talking about the Adored, right, on Twitter. I have this huge thread. It's like over 1,000 likes at this point. And I don't mean to be like arrogant and egotistical. I do apologize. But like literally, this is kind of a problem. When we talk about we're not talking about one weapon in a fucking vacuum, people. Look at Shadowkeep. Shadowkeep was 99.9% recycled content.
Almost all of it. And if there was something new, I completely missed it.
Gasp, shock. You turned a corner and there was a pyramid you could barely interact with.
Yeah. So next episode, let's talk about that and how we feel about those kind of reskins that really piss us off and whatnot. No. It's just been a long time. We don't want to bore the listeners too much at this point. This has been probably our longest episode.
But
this is a good topic to have.
Was after
the good stuff.
So
all the most important stuff.
At least we didn't. We don't have anything else to talk about.
Yeah. No, but next episode, let's talk about that. Next episode, let's talk about the pyramid and the moon and, all this shit that was like a cool idea and then just never really actually panned out, or how they wanted to scare us.
My God. Do you imagine if the moon, like, if you could explore the pyramid ship on the moon?
If only. That
would have been so fucking cool.
So next episode, listeners, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how Shadowkeep was supposed to be about scaring us, and in fact, it just made us laugh. But, we'll get around to that. But let's where can we find you, Joker?
I am at DSR_Joker on the Twitternet. If you want to get into a debate or argue or make fun of haters, you can find me there. But you can find my video content at Darkside Royalty on the YouTubes.
There you go. Emma, where can we find you?
I finally figured it out.
Hey.
I'm on Twitter at capital E, capital W, AHR, and I'm on Instagram as my Xbox handle, Very Alive.
There you go.
Spelled BEARY, alive.
Perfecto. You can find me on Instagram at DimitriOtto4 or on Twitter at _Prophet17. Really appreciate you listeners. And once again, a big thank you to my buddy Syed, but also to Joker and Emma for being on yet again. I love this consistency, guys. It's very good and appreciated.
I've missed a couple. I'm maybe my sleep schedule sucks, and I apologize.
You're more consistent than others, so it's helpful. Thank you. And Emma, big thanks to you for being on.
Of course, I'm always here willing to have an opinion about something I probably shouldn't. So
No, that was amazing.
All right, listeners, thank you so much. Thanks for listening to the Destiny Corner podcast. Good night.